Hey, welcome everyone. It's finally here. It's the 2020. It's the night of the beginning of the 2026 NBA draft. The Washington Wizards have the first overall pick. We got Cardell Dudley Jr. joining us from Wizards Draft Night Festivities. Very nice location, as you guys can see. Wilson's Harpe Jr. and Cardell. We got a couple things to get. A couple things happen leading up to the draft. Things
Right.
we were talking about. We did a mock draft for the Wizards. We did something for the league as a whole. I think like 40 something odd picks. That said, one of those dominoes fell. Woke up this morning for those people who went to sleep early, woke up and found out that Pat Riley, the silver-haired fox, did it again, man. He's not dead, he said. They moved Giannis. So the Bucks are trading Giannis into Tacumpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kasparis, Jakushinas, 3 first-round picks, including number 13th pick in tonight's draft, which gives Milwaukee the 10th and 13th pick in this first round. The Heat are sending Milwaukee unprotected first rounders in 2031 and 2033. And then they also have a pick swap in 2030 and a 2033 second rounder. The trade does not include any additional teams as of now. However, the deal's not expected to be done until July 6th. So a lot of things are going to happen between now and then in terms of other, a third and fourth team possibly being added to this part of the trade. So keep that in mind because the trade could expand. But Cardell Giannis moved. It was something, people been waiting for. Shocker. He moved for everything Miami held dear. As far as it goes to youth. The Bucks made sure they got quite a haul. But your thoughts on this trade?
Um, uh, it's kind of a wait and see approach. We know why Milwaukee did it. Obviously, he wanted to be out. Milwaukee pretty much, um, like what we talked about in mock draft. Fine, we got to deal us, arguably our greatest player in franchise history. Whichever team I'm dealing with, I need everything. I need the young talent, up and coming talent. I need picks. I need future picks. I need instant vets that can come in and help. I need all of that, man. So from Milwaukee side, I think they got the best deal that they could have gotten. I know Jalen Brown name was thrown out there, but with the uncertainty of will he stay, I think that kind of killed that trade, and then that was probably the case with a lot of other, you know, probably super quote unquote superstars, all NBA, all star players that may have been on the table. I can see the front office and ownership just saying, "Nah, we want somebody that's going to be here long term. If we're going to have to take this major step back, but also we take this major step back, we want to also be in position to still be competitive and have at least some type of foundation to try to build on." I think they did a real good job of that. Obviously, Tyler Hero, he's from the Midwest, so he's going back home. He's getting ready to put on. So the cover is not bare. They just got to keep building and whatnot. Miami's situation, they got to keep building. Obviously, that the tandem of Bam and Giannis would be formidable. Definitely more so defensively and offensively with the way they could dribble, facilitate, attack the hole, whatnot. I like Davion Mitchell, Andrew Wiggins at the wing, still there. We'll see what happened with Norman Powell. It's kind of an iffy situation based on how things unfolded. He became an all-star, didn't really play that much in the second half of the season. So, only they know why. That's something that they got to talk about internally. But for the main thing is they got to try to, get some more shot makers to at least keep the defense honest because all they're gonna do is crowd the paint and make it tough on down. And Giannis to do what they do best, and that's attack. Also, Giannis got to stay healthy, man. He got to stay healthy. He hasn't played a lot of games over the last few years, man. So, look, look, I Pat Riley's proven that front office, the scouting department, vastly proven. I wouldn't sleep on them. We're gonna see what they do. Um, we're gonna see what they do in the future over the off season or whatnot. Who they had, what type of players they try to bring in from summer league and stuff to try to see, man. There's talent out there, man. Just because they're not quote unquote household names to the casual fan doesn't mean it's not players that can be possible impact players that can come in and do a lot of damage, man. So we're gonna see what happened. We're gonna see what happened, but it was a move that just needed to be made. Once that move was made, now I think whatever dominoes that were kind of waiting, it can start to fall.
for sure. And from Milwaukee, I think everybody they acquired was in their 20s. So, that's great for them. And I think Hero already got his first big extension. The rest of the youngsters are on their rookie deals or coming towards the end of it. Like you said, if you're going to lose something like that, and these are people who have experience in NBA already. It's not youngsters like, well, I wonder what it's going to be like. Like you kind of have an idea what each and every one of those people are. So I'm interested to see what they do with pick 10 and 13 tonight. And I'm right with you on Miami. Because if you're a free agent, you're a 3-and-D guy, Miami looks great. Like it looks wonderful. But like you said, I got faith in that front office. I can't wait to see who they add, or if they choose to do it by, again, they can add teams to that trade. And it can become a 3-4. We saw last year, I think Houston Phoenix were part of like a 7-team trade after everything got all said and done. And it started as 2 or 3 teams. So we'll see if that's one way they go about it or not. Another trade that happened, the Brooklyn Nets acquiring 3-time All-Star forward Julius Randle for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's part of a 3-team deal that sent Nick Claxton to the Bulls, Randle and the Wolves 28 pick in tonight's draft, 28th pick. They go to Brooklyn, and then Brooklyn's going to send the Wolves pick 33. With Randle now off the books, the Wolves now intend to sign Ayo Dosunmu, who they traded for last year. And outside of him being banged up, that was like the only negative thing during his time in Minnesota. So it makes sense. It's supposed to be a 5-year, $112 million deal that includes a player option, according to Shams. So we'll see how that goes. But similar to what you said a little bit earlier, I just felt like it's one of the things that it just had to happen. We know what happened with, they're a year removed from moving Cat in this apron world. Randall's what they got back. And, you're a team trying to compete, right? Good teams, when something doesn't kind of really work, you move on. So they pivoted. You brought in Ayo. Ayo looked to be a hand-in-glove fit in Minnesota last year. That's a great thing to have to grow with Ant and Jalen over there. So I like that. And then anxious to see what they do tonight as well. We also had some coaching changes. Again, a lot of stuff happened right before the draft. Dusty May wins the national championship. Into the league he goes. Dallas Mavericks tapped him as their new head coach. Cardell, your thoughts on this? Just real quick, he's the first college head coach to take an NBA job since former Michigan coach John Beilein took the Cavs job back in 2019.
Man, listen, I think he kind of represents what a lot of coaches are going through right now, man. They're tired of the transfer portal thing. I think it's just a headache, man. You don't know what your team is going to be from year to year. I mean, a lot of people feel like it's the pros, but it's not. The pros got guidelines. You know what I mean? You can't just up and go when you want to. You on a contract, you got to perform, or they can come after your money. They can come after other things. Right now, it's the Wild Wild West in college. Some rumors out there that they're saying, man, he kind of tampered and they're going to come after him. And, man, it's all types of tampering going on. So I'm not really jumping on that. I just think to go from that high, how hard it was to build that roster to do what they did, the historic level that they did it, like they dominated. It wasn't like really close for the majority of the season, man. Like when they were on their game, they was beating the hell out of people and formidable teams as well. But I think to go from that high and then come back and try to stay competitive, be at that same level, I think he just says like, man, it's too much. It's much better, man. Like, at least let me go to the league where I can just focus on coaching. You got people in different positions to handle all the other stuff, and we just come together, and then I can do what I do best, and that's coach. That's from my point of view. You know what I mean? And you're gonna see that, man. It's chaos. I think he did an interview, and I saw where he said, he would talk to a kid. No, literally, it was the night after they won the championship, and he was talking to a kid about getting a kid like he wanted to come. He was like, cool. Then he got back to the interview, and the interviewer was like, well, all right, man, you should be excited. He's like, nah, we haven't talked to the agent yet. Talked to the agent, came with an outrageous, demand. Kid ain't come. And that drains you, you know what I mean? So you got to be really tough in this business as a coach right now, really tough, especially if you in it for the right reasons where you really are just trying to develop young men through basketball. If you use basketball as a tool to develop. If you're in it for that, it's tough. It's really tough, man, because you're in it for real organic reasons, not for the surface stuff, money and all that, man. You know, that comes with it with the success, man. So, you know, in one sense, I can't blame him. The NBA is more, even though it's crazy, even though the business is crazy, even though it's a different level, a different element that he's going to adjust to. It's still a lot of elements to where it's more stable. Yeah, and if you can do the job, you'll be able to be around a long time.
Yeah, like that's crazy. When I saw that, I saw the news broke. I was just like, that's crazy that it low key is more stable to coach in the NBA than deal with the turnaround of putting a roster together every year in college. Like,
Absolutely.
that's nuts. Like the fact that we're here, that's honestly crazy. All right, we had one more kind of pre-draft piece of news. All right, we touched on the Blazers coaching vacancy a couple shows ago when we talked about Tiago Splitter. I think it was last week. Talked about Tiago Splitter landing, being tabbed as the new head coach of Chicago Bulls. Portland's found their new leader in Mike Inori, widely regarded as one of the league's top assistants. He's been in NBA coaching ranks since 2009. Sources confirmed to ESPN that Nori's deal is just one guaranteed year with options on the second and third year. Additionally, they were told that Nori's contract features a sliding scale salary based on incentives and team success. Now, we were talking about, the Blazers owner kind of made it clear what he was looking for in terms of the salary and whatnot for a new head coach. Looks like they found a guy. Your thoughts on an NBA coach where, like, sliding scale salary based on incentives and team success?
What this is to me is an example of how hard it is to get a job in the league in the front office position in any capacity. People don't understand how hard it is. It's extremely hard. It's a small amount of jobs, but a large amount of people trying to get it. There's only 30 head coaching jobs in the NBA. He's been around for a minute as an assistant, going back late 2000s. Late 2000s, I'm finishing school, getting ready for overseas, trying to go overseas. You know what I mean? That's a whole lifetime ago. Now I'm a father with kids, covering the league. You know, it's just that's how long he's been an assistant, hoping for an opportunity. This is his opportunity, and I think he's just like, I'm gonna go for it. Why not? You know what I mean? Because he's not getting any younger, like, and you're not sure when the next opportunity will come. He's been passed over so many times, man. It's just like I gotta take my shot, no matter how the situation may be contractually and financially or whatnot. Obviously, with his pedigree, he deserves a more better deal. But we're not gonna get into that, man. The owner, been in the news for all the wrong reasons already, and they ain't even got to draft. They ain't even got to the all season. They ain't even got to the first year under him. Um, I wish him the best because he deserves it. He's a hell of a coach. Did a lot of great things in Minnesota with the Raptors, and that's when I first started hearing about him when he was with the Raptors years ago. Every stop he's made an impact, so he deserves his chance. Wish him the best, and I hope he shows that owner like, nah, you better value me before another team come and get me from the job I'm about to do. Before another team come and scoop me up, because there will be other jobs open in the future, and they will take care of him. If he does what he's supposed to, they'll take care of him the right way and how he deserves to be taken care of, man. But salute to Michael, man. If you you listen to his interviews, man, during games, pressers, he's one of a kind, man. He's my type of coach, man. When I say straight shooter. Like, you sensitive, and we need more coaches like that. Just shoot it straight. We ain't got time for feelings, man. And then we can talk about it afterwards, but we need you to get with the program, man. So he's my type of coach, man. So wish him the best.
Yeah, I'm with you. I wish him the best, and I hope they'll be forced to keep him. Otherwise, it's going to be like if he does a good job, it's going to be the same thing that Tiago did. Someone else is going to be like, hey, come on through, and we will happily pay you what you're worth. So, again, that's what it looks like for pre-draft, man. Cardell's going to be in and out tonight. Again, busy night. Washington will be on the clock in about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll see what they end up doing. And, we'll be here with you guys. Hit the comment section up. Cardell, appreciate you, and I'm sure, again, we're going to see you several more times this evening. Especially, we know they got the first overall pick. Been noise about them trying to get back in, and that's something they've done like the past couple of years where they end up with multiple firsts. That's just something this regime has made a habit. So I wouldn't be shocked. and I'm anxious to see how this stuff falls, especially with Milwaukee, and like you said, with the biggest of the dominoes in the offseason having fallen. How's that affect everybody else?
Right.
Because some of these trades that people are waiting, moving some people, it doesn't behoove them to wait a couple months. Like, you can make some shake on draft night.
Absolutely. This is the leverage time.
Yep. This is that moment. But man, we appreciate you. We'll check in with you after they make their number one selection. Again, folks, we're live right now on Twitter, up on both of our channel that's up on Amazon Fire TV, also up on Roku. So if you got either one of those devices, you can watch us live there. Just search for the channel, add it, and then after that, there's a big box on our channel that says live. You can't miss it. Tap that, and you're with us for. We'll be here until the end of the first round tonight. We'll be here again tomorrow night for the second round. So again, Cardell will be checking it out. We'll have Ray joining us a little bit later. Yeah, man, it looks like things are getting closer. They're bringing folks up on stage and everything else. So appreciate you, Cardell. We'll have him join again a little bit later on, get some of this stuff off the screen. Again, we'll have Ray joining us a little bit later. Yeah, man, it was 6 minutes till we officially get started. And we got a bunch of y'all right now over on X. We can get those comments too, so feel free to fire them off. The stream's up on there. Just reply to the stream, and we'll be able to respond to you guys. And I think if you guys reply there, we're able to put the responses and everything up on screen as well. So we will happily be doing that. If you haven't had a chance already, we've already workshopped through so many different scenarios with the Wizards, with the mock draft. So you guys can head over there and check that out. That's up on the channel, I believe, in the Wizards Outlook section, just like the same place that this evening's show is going to go. Let me go ahead and get I'm going to try to go ahead and get some of these highlights already queued for when things get going tonight. But again, if you're in the comment section, feel free. Type away, man. We're here for the next, probably hour and a half, 2 hours or whatnot. Don't be shy at all. All right. It's going. So, we finally get the answer to this great debate y'all have been having on Twitter for what's felt like 5 years. It's only been months, but it's felt like years for me, is in terms of what Washington's going to do with that first overall pick. Again, most of our answers are up on the channel. Please feel free to go check those out. But yeah, going through that top 10, I'm interested to see what several teams do. Pull that up real quick. So I know I really want to know what Milwaukee ends up doing. Especially now after, now having they have 2 lottery picks now. They got 10 and 13. But even before them, with the Nets, what are you going to end up doing? Because you moved in Clax. Took a couple wings. You took a lot of different pieces last year. You got some young wings and guards over there. Anxious to see which route they end up taking. The Clippers is a spot that's super interesting to me because I don't know what else is going to happen with that roster, right? We don't know if is this with Kawhi or without Kawhi? And I'm sure that's something we'll find out in time. But what's the best fit over there? Are you able to get you something that both helps you in either one of those scenarios? Keep in mind, like, they have Darius Garland over there at the moment. You get somebody that can also be a lead guard. You get somebody to pair with them. Again, just how much is Kawhi in those, factored in those in this decision tonight, honestly. The Bulls, it's going to be interesting too. You're picking fourth, so obviously you're picking fourth of the top 5. What's going to be on the board, it's not up to you what's going to be on the board. But I'm interested to see where they're leaning. It's a whole new regime over there. Again, Tiago Splitter's the new head coach over there. Their new GM, Bryson Graham. this time I took time to make sure I Googled it before I said the wrong name, like I did, I think, like 2 weeks ago on our show. Is can't wait to see where they go with it because they have an interesting roster too. Feel like they've hit on a couple picks that they have over there. They kind of had excess of guards last year and moved some of them. I thought Giddey played pretty well for them last year as well. The Kings have no idea what they're going to do with that pick. I have no idea what they're doing. Their roster is, you got some Asian vets over there. Don't know who's staying, who's going, or if there's somebody you feel at 7 that could come in with those guys and help them, take steps in the right direction. Like, look at the stands in the Western Conference last year. Like, the Kings were, they were not good last year. They were 22-60 last year. And again, talking about some of the veterans they had on that roster, right? Like, they have DeMar, Malik Monk. You got Sabonis over there. Russ was over there. Zach LaVine. So I don't know how they're looking at that, who's staying, who's going, what's the right pick over there. And that's at 7. We got the Hawks at 8. We know, obviously, they made the trade moving Trae Young, sending him to DC last year, mid-season. Where's somewhere they feel like they need to attack on their roster? I feel like it's one of those teams where they need to keep adding to their front court, but we'll see if they actually do that, or do they feel like, yeah, you moved off a Trae, or maybe you don't like Dyson and Nikhil kind of in the backcourt together. You want to change that up, or do you get another young guard kind of to play behind them? So again, it's a lot of questions get answered tonight. I'm just truly interested in seeing what happens. Dallas Mavericks, again, we touched on a little bit earlier. Dusty made a new head coach. Masai Ujiri was hired over there. They're in the middle of a regime change, going into Cooper Flagg's second year. We could talk about how where they finished last year, which they were 26-56. Obviously, they moved AD. Again, he was sent to the Wizards last year, but you get Kyrie Irving back, assuming that he stays. I don't know how many other vets are going to end up staying on this team. What do you add? Like, it's pretty much about Cooper going forward. What do you think is a good fit next to him, right? So looking forward to seeing where they end up going. And again, this is all in the top 10, man. Again, the Bucks, the first of their 2 top 15 picks, because with the trade of Giannis, like, you have Tyler, Jaime, Kasparis, and they had some other folks over there last year that weren't, I'm forgetting young fella's name. Well, he's not super young anymore, but Bucks ended up at 32-50 last year. But I thought he took a little bit of a step. Ryan Rollins was solid for them last year. He's 23 going on 24. He had a good year last year for them. He averaged 17. What was it last year? He came into last year career-wise, averaging 10.9 points per game. He averaged 17 last year, a little over 5.5 assists, 1.5 steals. He shot 40 from 3 and 47 from the floor. It was just under 80% at the line, but and also at 4.5 rebounds. So how are you looking at how he fits in? Like, is it already locked in, kind of like Ryan and Tyler is your backcourt? Where's Jaime at? You're looking with that. You got Ware. What are you looking at with that 10th and 13th pick? You looking for youngsters in this draft that can come in right away and contribute, or can you afford to take one of the guys that can come in right now, possibly be a starter or 6-man type role, and then maybe take somebody who needs a little bit more time in the oven, so to speak? You can do that because you got 2 of those picks. And you got some time where one of those guys you can develop slowly because you have, the rest of your youngsters that you got via the Giannis trade, they have experience in the NBA already. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I have no with the Warriors, I have no idea what they have going on, because another one of those veteran teams with, they've yet to really figure out this thing of where they're like really since 17. I will take that back. 22 they won a chip, but since then really putting together a good team around their superstar and Steph. So you end up, last year was what it was. You end up with the 11th overall pick. Interested to see what they end up doing. And then you got it's still so crazy because OKC is who they are. They're routinely in contention, right? And they got the 12th overall pick. So for them, like it's just house money for them. Chicago picks twice in the lottery. They pick at 4 and 15. So we'll see how that goes. And then the Thunder have 2 top 20 picks, man. Like that's nuts. The Spurs pick 20th. Like teams that were literally rumbling to being, on the road to the NBA championship, have quality picks, man. So anxious to see how this goes tonight. Can't wait to see what you guys think of it as things get started. I'm gonna do my best to stay off Twitter and just have it on the right of me, monitor, and just don't want to look too far ahead of anything, and just unpack this as it happens, man. But we shall see. And again, appreciate all of you guys that are locked in right now on X, or Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter probably like forever. But yeah, the Wizards should be on the clock soon now that things are officially getting underway here in New York. And again, a lot of y'all's arguments will get put on pause for a little while, and then they'll start again in Summer League because everyone's irrational. And of course, whatever happens in Summer League is an indictment on folks. Like the way some of y'all did Alex Sarr because of his first Summer League experience was crazy. And if they didn't kind of low-key soft bench a bunch of those young Wizards last year, like he was taking a step. So again, like Summer League's not the end all be all of everything, but very excited to see what some of these teams end up doing. The Wizards on the clock, seeing some old school Bullets highlights. Kwame Brown going back to 2001, my Lord. Since Wall in 2010, that was the last time the Wizards had the first overall pick. So hopefully, they made a good decision then, and they'll make another good one this evening, and we'll see in a moment. And again, if you want exactly how we felt about everything, please head over and check out the mock draft on the channel. We took our sweet time working through everything with that, man. So let's get this up. And then what else do I need? Need a window for some highlights as we have people get drafted. So gonna move that over. I think we got Ray joining us now. What's going on, Ray?
What's up?
Nothing, man. Just out here talking about just speaking before they finally go. The pick is in. That's it. So welcome. We had Cardell a little bit earlier. But since you're here, until they make this pick, man, ask you, what the heck did you think of about the Giannis trade since it moved? Getting a chance to chime in earlier, so you're here now. Give us some time to talk about something until they finally go, hey, this is our guy. Only so much you can say before the pick is in.
It's about time. This has been a saga that's been going on for a few years now. So happy that we don't have to deal with that every summer. But congratulations. I don't know if the grass is going to be greener or what have you. It was a reason he didn't want to be in Milwaukee anymore. Who knows what that reason is, but yeah, you got your wish, and now you're gonna have to live with it.
Yeah, that's the other part of it. Like I hope you understand what you get into. They don't play down in Miami. All superstar players have been down in Miami tell you it changes their life a little bit. So a part of me is kind of like, I hope you're really ready for it. The other part is like, if you've been this much, like the transformation you've had to your body thus far, like Miami finna have you right, which is also kind of scary. Like you see the condition they've had Bam in, which is just dumb. So if you end up on that same regimen, it's kind of scary. But yeah, I thought the Bucks did a good job, man, with everything that they got. They took they did not go mystery box. They said, give me this. Like they had a legit list, and they did not go off path at all, man. Like they were like, we need everybody in their 20s. Everybody.
But I mean, I feel like we was talking about it recently. That was going to have to be the situation. If for whatever team was going to make that trade, they was going to have to make that concession to mortgage their future. That's just what it is.
No, you're right, and that's the thing. It was just waiting to see who was going to do it. I was just interested to see if was Milwaukee going to kind of like cowtail a little bit, and they did it. They was like, nah, like you said, it's been like 2-3 years. He is moving, and whoever comes and gets him, we need everything. Like we need enough that we're not going to feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going to sleep good tonight. Sign Milwaukee. We're going to sleep great. I hope the pick is in. So I mean that's great. We'll see what ends up happening here. And I'm like I said, I was telling everybody I'm doing my best to stay off of Twitter tonight. So got my phone over here charging like face down. So like me and my phone are beefing until like Wednesday. Like we'll be cool again tomorrow during the day, and then it's getting put in this invisible little lockbox tomorrow. So waiting to see who's going to be walking across this stage here. We'll have some highlights up when it finally happens. I was telling everybody that we put in a lot of work workshopping through a lot of stuff with those pre-draft conversations. So tonight we're just here to, celebrate what happens and talk about how it impacts some of these teams, man. This is so dramatic. This is the only thing about pro sports that kills me. Like, you had the number one pick, bro. You knew you was taking. We don't have to do this. We had to do this. Like, that's the thing for me is like we just didn't have to wait until like you waited until it counted all the way down to 0.
Right. Like you just decided tonight, just now.
Right now at this moment. And just a reminder, we'll have Cardell joining us probably a little bit after they make the pick. These are the Wizards Draft Night Festivities or whatever. So we'll have him popping in and out tonight. But yeah, they are dragging this out on this broadcast, man. I'm sitting here, got it up on my background, got the speakers on. We just still talking. Nobody's walking across the stage. Like, y'all knew what y'all like. I just want to get to a place like in pro sports, like the top 5 picks, at least like the top 2. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all practicing. There's been multiple simulations. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing, man? All right, so shocker. The first time I've heard his first name. So far, I'm gonna say chalk, but I'm gonna put these up on the screen, man. Ray, your thoughts on them making the selection that I think everyone here at our show was already on board with. But yeah, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, in all the conversations we've had, I think it's been a consensus that this was going to be the selection. I think I think it was between him and Peterson for the most part, and they just have too much of what Peterson brings. Might not be at that talent level upside, but I mean, you can only crowd the guard room, but so much. And Devonta just brings a different dynamic to the team. And I mean, he's been touted as the number 1 pick for a couple years now, so no need to outthink yourself or go off script. I think pretty much everybody knew what was coming. I don't think anybody's surprised in the least bit. So yeah, we're here now. All the speculation can cease, and it's time to get to work.
No, for sure. Like, look, I appreciate y'all's back and forth debates and all that good stuff, man. And like, that's wonderful, man. But there's this thing in sports that usually like you only go wrong sometimes, like when like something's broken with it. But anytime you got a smaller person and they can do a lot of great things, and there's somebody kind of twice their size or just bigger than them that can do the same, that can also do those things, you usually lean towards the bigger person. And I get, you know, the three ball for AJ's not there, but everything in between, everything inside that line, like that's crazy, man. And the Wizards have like low key been doing this Pokemon evolution thing of started with Bilal, and the next, you know, then then we get Keyshawn. Last year, the next evolution was here's Will Riley. Like AJ's the next step in that like you know the little thing with Pokemon, you start them as the first level and then that final level. Like that's what they've been looking for. Is we're just going to continue to have these big, athletic, versatile wings. And we saw teams in the playoffs where that mattered. Like, think about what OG Anunoby did for the Knicks, right? The Wizards
For
had
sure.
like three people, OG size or taller, on the wing. And I'm not saying it like this, not to diminish OG. It's just saying like OG was the only one of his size on the wing. Like Mikal's a little smaller and slider. OG's built a little different than the rest of them dudes on New York on the wing. Washington has a bunch of them dudes. Even Jameer from last year, that's 6'7". Like they just have a ton of them. So I'm excited about that and to see how many different creative lineups you can put together. And then you know we had the thing obviously where shocker, they paid Trae Young like they told us they were going to in his introductory presser way back when they traded for him. And you got one of the best playmakers in the league at the controls with a whole bunch of like, yes, they're kids, but that's high level weaponry over there, man.
Yeah, for sure. And just what you brought up from the versatility aspect, I'm just excited about what they're going to be able to do defensively. Like you did, and like you pointed out, they're going to need it. What we just saw in the playoffs, being able to guard size on the wings, it only makes sense to add the Bonson to the mix along with what they already have.
Yeah, and I think it's something where fit wise, I like the fit of it too. Where his game, for the most part, the rest of those guys, not counting Bilal, because Bilal is kind of like the only one that's gets downhill with a rim pressure is a consistent thing. It was just previously Bilal. I think that's a nice balance now where, he can get downhill, but that's not like that's not his superpower. It's something he can do. Will Riley, something he can do. The professional scorer, but it's a little bit different in a way where this is somebody who generates crazy rim pressure. We just watched the Spurs and their Rugrats. How much shooting was involved? They were lowering shoulders and they was walking through people's faces. The Spurs were like, oh, y'all will eventually get that down. In the meantime, run through their face.
Sometimes it's just that simple.
And this one's 6'10". Like, come on, man. And the other thing it does is think about the weird lineup. Like the Wizards can now play small without ever really being small.
Right, yeah.
Like it's someone goes small and you're like, oh yeah, we'll go small, except everybody's 6'8" and up. That's our small lineup, or 6'6" and up. Like that's absurd. But yeah, not shocked by that. Utah's pick is in. Who do you think it's gonna be, right? I know who I think it's gonna be, but
this is one of those drafts where the first two picks. So based on the Wizards pick, we know Utah's pick. It's more than likely going to be Peterson.
Yep, and that's exactly who it ended up being. So let's go ahead and give me 1 second. I'll get his clips up here. I got some already banked in here, and then some it's going to take me a little while to go find. So because YouTube likes playing ads, and that is annoying. Like a ton of ads, man. All right, here we go. I think I got Darren queued up. So shocker, everybody. The two people y'all spent the entire year arguing about went 1 and 2. I hope everyone's okay with this. But Ray, how do you feel about this? Now that it's it's chalk now.
I mean, like I said, it was basic math at this point. They I feel like they kind of in the not in the same position as the Wizards, but a similar position. I mean, they have guys that play his position, but he's just better than them. So, I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. We know what he can do offensively. He can score the basketball. Will he be able to walk into the league and do that same level? That remains to be seen. But I think he can play alongside what they already have in the backcourt.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I thought AJ was a better fit for Washington. I think Darren's a better fit for Utah. You're walking in, we're like, there's a hole in that lineup between Keontae and Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Filled. Like it's filled. Here you go. And Keontae is another, like Keontae, I was talking about some of the Wizards players last year where they kind of low-key were soft, like put down so they can complete their tank or whatnot. Same shenanigans was happening in Utah. Keontae took a step last year and quietly was told to sit still for a little while because he was doing too much. But he took a step. when he was allowed to play, he was on one. But yeah, I think that's gonna be a really fun backcourt for Utah. Like those young three, and then possibly with a couple the vets in the front court. I'm not mad at it. But Keontae and Darren, I think that's gonna be fun. If it's Keontae, Darren, and Laurie, or if it's Keontae, Darren, and Ace, whatever they end up doing with the front court. But I think that's a really good young backcourt, or can be.
No, yeah, for sure. And I mean Isaiah Carly is still coming along as well. So
yep.
In that reserve spot. So I mean, yeah, they're in a good spot.
Yeah, like that's a good group. Like actually, let me go look at them people's roster real quick. Like that's not a bad that's not a bad group at all in terms of youngsters. Yay. It's hard to remember each and every person over there, but here we go. We are talking about the Jazz. All right. Like you got Filipowski over there.
Mm-hmm.
Walker, if depending on what they do with him. Laurie, obviously. Bryce Sensabaugh's over there. Cody Williams. Like they got some things, man. But again, they got some nice young depth, and you got some centerpieces over there. I really like that pairing in the backcourt. Like I think that's a great place to be at. The West is already tough. You already got your young backcourt to go, into the future with. All right, let's see. Memphis is up next. Who's going next, Ray?
All right. My money would be on Cam Boozer.
Okay. We got Cardell back checking in. Cardell, Ray and I were sitting here talking. Shocker. AJ DeMonster went number one. I was laughing with Ray. It's the first time after I found out what his first name was because I just wasn't worried about it. It was just AJ to DC for me, and I've been at peace with that. But Cardell, you there? How were things when the first pick was announced?
Let me try this again.
All right, we're gonna have him back in a second, but yeah, Ray, we're still waiting on Memphis. We're gonna get Cardell right back. Yeah, man, like I said, it was a fun debate and everything, man, but I don't know how y'all watch the finals and think that like bigger people doing smaller people things puts them behind a smaller person. I don't get it, man. Like it's just me, a little weird, so it's okay. I'll be that. All right, we'll have Cardell back with us soon. All right, I think we got him. Welcome back, Cardell.
Yeah, well, hey man, I'm at the mercy of the Wi-Fi, man.
Man, we know how that goes. But I was asking you, what were things like when they announced AJ as the selection?
I mean, everybody went crazy. Some of the Wizards staff was saying, on that side, the room making the selection. But yeah, everybody was clapping. Everybody was happy, man. We pretty much been saying it from jump. A lot of people like to go along and get along, but we in the gym watching the Wizards all year long. We know what they needed, and AJ covered more ground as far as what they need. He fit more needs. It's as simple as that. Like I think Darren Peters is talented, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? But for what this team needs and fit wise, AJ to me has always been the guy, man. Um, agents gonna do what they do. Powerful agents gonna do what they do. Try to pump certain players. They got connections in the media. It's one big game going on, man. But if you pay attention to the games, you pay attention deeply to how these players play in college, and you pay attention to what's going on in the NBA, it was a no-brainer pick to me.
Yeah, like I was telling folks, like we've made our position clear for a couple months. Yet to move off it. Like we're talking about as far back as before the draft lottery. We went through all the scenarios of this is what happens if they don't get the number one pick. Then they got it. And once they got it, 1 + 1 is 2. They made the decision that we're here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how the rest of everything shakes out. It looks like right now Memphis just chose Cam Boozer, so it's been chalk as 1, 2, 3. It's been AJ, Darren, and then Cam. So seeing the top 3 teams just making simple decisions, and honestly feel like the fit for everybody, it's a good fit. It's a good clean fit, like you said. Watching them, and I was talking with Ray, like what AJ brings out the box, you throw the 3-point percentage away, like Washington, like rim pressure they're gonna be fine, man. Like it's a good fit. So go ahead, Cardell.
People gotta get off this 3-point shit. Like people really need to learn the game, really learn the mother game. I understand there's more aspects to it than just damn 3-point shooting. We just saw a young team lose the finals because they wouldn't stop shooting threes. It's more than that, man. And this kid brings way more than that. And that's probably the easiest part of this game to develop. But I know one thing, when you shoot, what do you shoot? 51% from the field overall? Come on now. I'll take that all day. That means the ball going in the basket at an efficient rate from all 3 levels. So I don't care. If he gets to the free throw line, he's shooting 77%. He rebounds. He can dime. And that's from me seeing him up in New York live. You know what I'm saying? And then I like how he has the ability on defense to guard 1 through 4, and he will take on the challenge because I've seen him do it throughout the season and up in Madison Square Garden. When guys were getting going, he would switch on them. He literally brought BYU back and won the game. So that's what the Wizards need, man. And I love his mentality. A lot of people don't like his confidence, but I'm like his confidence is well earned, but he has some humility too. If people would listen to that and not just get hung up on certain parts of what they're saying. He's confident, but he has some humility. He knows he needs to work. This is just one step in the process. It's a big step, no doubt. He's the number one overall pick. It's history. It's the first time we've been a part of a number one overall pick situation in any capacity. So he's earned it, but he knows he got work to do. The team won 17 games. Obviously, he's not coming into a situation where, he's going to be given the keys all top, but as far as you the franchise guy, you got Trader, you got AD there, you got some proven young guys there. You gotta come in and earn his key. But with his mentality, I don't think it'll take him long for to understand that we got another horse we can roll with. So I'm excited to see what they can do. But like I said, with his versatility, man, what he can do on both ends of the floor, it was just a no-brainer, man.
Yeah, and that was one of the other things right now we're talking about. Ray specifically talked about how excited he was defensively, potentially, the potential of this group defensively because of that versatility. They can match up with so many different teams and different styles of play without, like again, I'll keep saying this, sound like a broken record. They get to play small without being small. Teams go small, they can still be bigger, like way bigger. Like their small can be jumbo small. It can be 6'6" and up in the lineup. Or if you want to get rude, it can be 6'8" and up in the lineup. Like they just have so much there's a lot of wiggle room because of the versatility of the way they constructed the roster.
Yeah, and you know, I've stated this, you know, off wax in the draft thing, like with the roster currently constructed as it is, you know, with Will Riley being a facilitator, you can put him at a point that's 6'9", 6'10". You can go Keyshawn at the 2. That's 6'8", 6'9". You can go Bilal at the 3. That's 6'9". Then you can put AJ at the 4. That's 6'8", 6'9". You can go SAR. You can go AD. That's 7 feet, 6'11", whatever you want to call it. And those guys can literally fit at those positions because they have the skill set. But that's big as hell to have damn near just 6'10" to 7 feet across the board. That's hard. That's hard to deal with. And that's a lot of left swarming around the court. They on the string. That's a problem. And they can still all dribble past you. That's why I used to like AJ. You know what? Darren is good, but you can't do that with Darren. You see what I'm saying? It's limitations. He's small. AJ can go down there and bang with some fives too. You know what I mean? It depends on which, like Toronto. Sometimes they go a bunch of 6'9", 6'10" guys and all that. All right, let's match up with that. Let's rumble. You see what I'm saying? So think about it. What big trade just happened last night? Giannis with Bam. You played the Miami Heat, who has ran this division. Now Charlotte's there, who has ran their division. You know what I mean? Orlando, same thing. Now you got a lot of versatile pieces that can play any position. And think about it from the opposing team. Yo, who run a point? You know, like all of them get the board. Like, yo, who we matching up with? Like, yeah, man, that's a problem. That's a headache. And most of these teams don't play defense to begin with. So, yeah, you know, and the way the Wizards like to get up and down, dog, they're gonna have so many mismatches, dog. It's like, yo, who I got? Like, you're gonna see that confusion. So that's the advantage Wizards, man. So, man, hell yeah, man, they made the ideal choice to me.
Nah, for sure. All right. Catch up on what has happened since then. Look, it's been chalk, all right. So AJ, Darren, Cam, and then Caleb just went to the Bulls with the first of the Bulls 2 first-round picks, man. Shocker.
It's like it pays off to, you know, be in the gym, you know, just watching.
Allegedly.
All right. Yeah. Now the draft has officially started at number 5.
Yeah.
Yep. It's officially underway. So I got Cam up on the screen, man. You guys' thoughts? I know we talked about it before, but for everybody who may not have watched, just you guys' thoughts on Cam to the Grizzlies.
I'm gonna go real quick because I gotta get back just in case, you know, the interview thing comes up with AJ. But winner since high school, dominated every level of basketball. Winner, tangible. Like people don't understand, even metric wise, you gotta look at analytics, man. I'm not the biggest analytics guy, but it's a valuable tool. I just don't think it should be the end all be all. That's just my preference, but it's a valuable tool to look at. Him and Yaxel, they were the top 2 players in college basketball as far as metrics. And that's impressive with him being a freshman and being at the top of the list. So he's going to impact winning in so many areas. Some you can see, some you can't see. And that's what Memphis needs, man. I just think he has a lot of similarities to his pops, Carlos Boozer. Carlos Boozer got to an all-star level. But I think he has more of a perimeter game than what his pops had. His pops was more down low. He can step out, shoot the mid-range, or whatever, put the ball on the floor from mid-range. But I think Boozer had more of a point forward skill set with what his pops had in him. So it's a combination of it. So they talk about his athleticism and stuff like that, man. Look, I mean, whatever, man. He's a smart kid. He'll figure it out. We've seen earthbound bigs dominate throughout NBA history. That's not and what they call not being the bounciest athlete doesn't mean he can't jump and finish strong, man. Like, man, they measure him, I guess, against somebody like Giannis or somebody freaking nation. I'm like, well, there's a reason why Giannis is Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody can't match that. But as long as he can get above the rim and dunk what he can and then finish strong and all that, it's no problem. Plus, like I said, he's smart. I mean, hell, Nikola Jokic, man, he can't jump over a telephone book. But the baddest center in the league, arguably the best player in the league. So what difference does it make? He knows how to play. He knows how to win the game. He's going to make an impact, man. Simple as that.
Nah, I'm with it. And I know you said you got to get back to check about the interviews and whatnot, so we'll look forward to you checking back in a little bit later. But Ray, I'm going to get your thoughts on Boozer to Memphis as we try to catch back up to everything as it is happening in real time.
Yeah, man. I just think he has a immediately transferable skill set. You know, And with people making a big deal of the athleticism or lack thereof, I mean, it's not like he has zero athleticism, and he went to the combine and tested pretty much damn near identical to everyone there. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. And he's strong as hell. He's smart, just like Cardell said, and he's a winner. So yeah, I wasn't ever swayed by any of the criticism that people had. You know, of course, there's going to be a learning curve. It always is, coming from the college level to the pros. But yeah, I think he's going to be able to make an impact immediately.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things, like how many times you guys just brought up the finals a little bit ago. Like we're in an era where like every folks that are able to think the game early, you are at a distinct advantage over the rest of your peer group. So as talented as he is and everything else, I think it's one of his biggest superpowers is he gets basketball. Like he gets it, he understands it, he processes it very well on both ends, quickly at that. Yeah, he has more than enough athleticism. The other thing I'm anxious to see was like, he's young, and sometimes like when players go from high school to college, sometimes they put weight on that they don't really need at times. So maybe the 250 was a little too much. Maybe like what happens if it's just 10 pounds less and we see a little bit more explosiveness? If some of that's there, you can always max out your physical gifts or whatnot, but everything else, man, that's a winner. You can't replace that. There's nothing that substitutes for that. But yeah, I think this is a hell of a pick. It makes sense. And again, it was just chalk, man. It was just really simple. Up next, we had Caleb Wilson to the Chicago Bulls, man. So I'll give you the floor for that while I go find me some Caleb Wilson highlights.
Yeah, again, like you said, the first 4 picks were determined a long time ago, if everybody's being honest. But yeah, Bulls got a good one. Caleb Wilson, his versatility, upside, and potential is through the roof. His skill set on both ends, his athleticism is just out of this world. And yeah, his mentality, I like the way he approaches the game. Like when North Carolina played Kansas, he showed out. He immediately said, "Yeah, I did that because I remember the McDonald's game when Darren Peterson ain't give me the ball." So I'm always like a kid with that approach, man. So but yeah, he's a little more raw than Boozer, but he has everything that, not to say that Boozer lacks in, but he, in the areas that Boozer is not as strong as Caleb, that's where Caleb excels. But yeah, another one, he's just to be able to move like he can with that length is, yeah, that we're more than worthy of the number 4 pick.
Yeah, and I think one of the other things, saying before we got going tonight, everything is like Chicago's one of those interesting places because unlike the 3 guys picked ahead of him, like Chicago doesn't need you to do jack on offense, bro. Like you come in, you play defense, and anything you do on offense, it is a cherry on top. Like it is A-okay. I am so interested in that forward pairing of him and Matas. Like I am beyond interested in the type of destruction those 2 young men can cause because Matas got you. Like he'll get enough. And honestly, just effort. You will score 10 to 12 a game just off running the floor, getting rebounds, catching some lobs. I know there's more to an offensive game, but I think it's one of the things where they didn't select you because they're like, yo, we need you to get 15 to 18. Nah, right. They're trying to get right. Come in here, your superpower is your effort and what you bring defensively and change things on that end. That's what we need you to do, is what Chicago's saying with that pick, man. So I'm very interested in seeing how that works out. But we're moving along a little bit, Ray, finally. Pick 5, you said that's where the draft starts. I don't know if you looked already, but Keaton Wagler, sir, to the Clippers.
Oh, Illinois.
Yes, sir.
Knockdown shooter. He can put the ball in the basket, and he's tough. Plays defense. I think that's a good selection for them. They have they traded for and got Darius Garland there last year, but he's been having some health stuff lately, so pretty good insurance policy. But yeah, I like Wagler's game, man. And when he shot 40% from three last year, so that's always a plus. And he can put it on the ground and score in other ways as well. So yeah, man, excited to see him at the next level.
Yeah, I think for Keaton, Cardell been calling him Wing U. I was saying before we got started tonight, I was just interested to see where the Clippers were going to go. Were you going to make a pick where it fits with Kawhi in the picture or without Kawhi in the picture? And I think Keaton was one of those picks where it fits in both of those timelines, right? Whatever happens with Kawhi, if he's there, that's cool. If he's not there, you got your backcourt mate to go with Mr. Garland. But yeah, everything you said, I'm with it. Not mad at it at all. Just got to see what else the Clippers able to add to it. But yeah, Illinois been they've been making money the past couple of years, man. They're getting people. Was that like the third first round pick, like 3 years in a row? A youngster from Miami, that was a first round pick last year, right?
I think so. Yeah,
I think he was a first round pick. So like they're doing pretty good getting folks into the league right now, man. And all those guys who come in, like kind of solid. So nothing wrong with that. Where are we going? I think. Okay, so Brooklyn's still on the clock, man. You got any idea where you think they might be leaning? They took what? They had like 5 draft picks come in last year. Where do they go? They traded Clax. You got Julius Randle now, I believe. So, where do they end up going?
This is around the time they were talking about Darius Acuff. So maybe they go there. Hey man, look, that dude can score. That's one thing he's gonna be able to do, and he showed he's able to facilitate as well. Would like to see him improve defensively, but that'll come. He's a worker, so it's no problem there. But yeah, man, to get a young, exciting player like that that's able to just to put pressure on defenses in a ton of ways, that's a good spot to go right here.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see where they're going. Like, of those guys from like last year, I know what's youngster from France that they had over there, Traore, who he was one of the guys over there last year who, like, he seemed to start making strides as the year went on. Do you see him as like your lead guy, or do you go get a cup, bring him in, and then now you got to tandem at the one, and you're just like, hey, we got this group that's solidified, and we go add on after that. Like, I know they tried Igor, I think, at the one for a little bit, but it looks like he's probably better the 2 or the 3. If that's Acuff and then Demon at the 2 or whatnot, you feel better about that. Also, like, there's a bunch of guards right here in this spot. So I guess we'll find out how they feel about Traore with this next coming pick. And it's not an indictment on him, just like you said, do they feel like they can afford to pass on a lead guard like Acuff in this situation or not?
Right.
So we'll definitely see. All right. The pick is in, right? Pick is in. Mikael Brown Jr. So let me go pull that up. And your thoughts on the big 6'5" guard?
Yeah, man. Good size, good scoring ability. He's shown some ability to facilitate as well. Okay shooter. But yeah, again, those are things that will come with time. But yeah, I'm not mad at it. Like you pointed out, 6'5" in the backcourt. I mean, you really can't pass that up. Acuff's a little smaller in that 6'2", 6'3" range. So and we've been talking about perimeter size all night. So pretty sure that factored into the decision. But yeah, man, that's a solid pick.
Yeah, I just kind of similar to the Wadler thing for me, whereas it's somebody you could play with uh, the guard, yeah, the young guard that you have in place, right?
Hmm.
Where and the same thing with going back to what Utah did at too. Like you're putting backcourts together. Not mad at that at all. And like you said, I do think the shooting will get there eventually, but that's another guy that can step in. If you got him and Trey Ore as your guys at the backcourt, it's not a bad pairing. As Brooklyn starts to figure out where they want to go. And again, what Demon's like 6'8", 6'9". Man, maybe just hey man, it's a secondary playmaker possibly. You put him at the 3 and keep it moving. You got
Yeah,
Randall over at the 4, but I think that was the thing last year. They kind of like they had 5 darts. They threw things at the board, and now going into the next year, you figure out what you want to do with stuff. But I'm not mad at that at all. I like the pairing of Traore and Brown Jr. Like on paper, so we'll see what it ends up being, man. And again, I know we're gonna keep saying this. There's nothing wrong with having multiple guards that can run pick and roll, handle the ball, dribble, shooting pass. There's no law against it, man. So yeah, I'm cool with that for the Nets as well. We got the Kings on the clock, so end up seeing what they're doing. What the hell are they doing? Because you got a bunch of vets over there. You didn't even win. You were horrible last year. What's the end game here?
who knows, man? Get back to respectability. Jesus Christ. But yeah, they're in purgatory right now, man. It's been that way for like 2 seasons. When was the season when they finally got back to the playoffs? Is that 24? But yeah, they need help. They need to go in a different direction. But yeah, so and they got. It's not like the cupboard is bare in regards to talent, but yeah, they gotta they gotta do something different, man.
Saying before
And
we got started, before you got in, my bad to cut you off. Just like they had veteran talent over there. Like, how the hell did you win that few games?
yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird times in Sacramento.
All right, you said none of the vets matter to them. All right, so if you feel like they're going to start over, where you going with them? What do you think they should do with pick 7 in games?
Man, draft the best player you can draft. uh,
Man, because that is just that's tough right there, man. Sheesh. I was looking at their roster earlier, and I was just like, what are y'all doing, man? Seriously, what are y'all doing? All right, Gaines is with you. He just said, just take the best player on the board, man. Not make this hard. So both of y'all off, so just hit the big red button, and it is what it is. This is the start of a new life. Can you even move those older dudes? Like, how down bad are they?
I feel like it was some some discussion about trying to move Sabonis, but I don't know how serious that was, but yeah, they need to do something.
That's just a nasty situation, man. I have no idea what they're on, man, or what they should be doing. But all right, so they took your boy 7, right? A-Cuff is officially off the board, man. So I will give you the floor. Let me go ahead and get the finding out. I think, yeah, let me go ahead and get that together then for you.
Yeah, man. Professional scorer. If we know if it's one thing he's going to do, it's going to score the basketball. So, I mean, like we said, they just need talent, which is weird because going through the roster, like you said, it's some vets over there that can play, but I don't know what was going on with the fit. But yeah, just get a young, energetic guy in here like this that's exciting. That could maybe reinvigorate the team. But yeah, man, offensively, I got no issues with Acuff. Like I said earlier, just want to see a little bit more improvement on the defensive side. You know, we always say, especially at the NBA level, if you know, if you're the weak link on that end, it could get ugly. You know, so yeah, just I'm sure that's some things that that him and the people around him are thinking about heading to the next level of his career. Um, yeah, for me, that's the only thing that I'm not concerned about, but I would just like to see him make up some ground is on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like defensively, he needs to figure it out. Like you're athletically gifted enough to hold up better on that end. So get to it, sir. But yeah, offensively, I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. That is a lead guard by definition. And yeah, I'm with you in games. You take him, and then I guess what I'm interested in now is what the hell else? Like, where do you, now that you took him, is it officially like retool the roster around him? Or is it just, hey, we're going to keep some of these old folks and still here's the keys, young fella? Like, that's what I'm kind of interested in right there.
Yeah, I would keep some of what they got. I mean, not to single anybody out, but if they were going to move on from anybody, I would assume it would be Levine. But yeah, but I mean, outside of that, you know, I don't think they should just go full house. But yeah, just keep some of them around. But yeah, they didn't have a good year last year or the year before that. So not fully go back to the drawing board, but yeah, revisit something.
Oh man, go ahead. Just hit the button, man. Like, just hit the button, bro. Like, hit the button. He said anyone who had bad effort last year, aka Zach, has to go. Yeah, hey man, I'm a big proponent of when it's not working and you got old people, hit the button. Like, hit the button. I don't care what sport it is. My favorite thing to do. Ejectocito. Doesn't make sense. Like, if we can lose with older people, I'd rather just lose with kids. Like, if that's what we're gonna end up doing, because at least I'm not gonna feel some type of way, because I feel like y'all should know better. This is not acceptable. Whereas kids will just be like, all right, y'all don't know no better. Some of y'all are 30, man. What's going on? Like, some cool.
And at least with kids, there's still hope. Like you could figure it out at some point, but yeah, when you've been around for 10 years, you are what you are.
Nah, literally, like it's been enough time, man. All right, so we got the Hawks on the clock next, Ray. What you like for them? You know, they moved Trey last year, sent him to DC or whatnot. You know, we saw Nickeil Alexander-Walker like take a nice jump forward last year in Atlanta. You know, so where do you think they need to address? I know we had talked about this a little bit when we went through the whole first round or whatever, but you know, tonight's tonight. So what part of their roster do you think they need to address here with the 8th overall pick?
They are probably like the polar opposite of the team we just talked about. You know, they finished last season on a pretty good note. I mean, I don't think there are any gaping holes. You know, I wouldn't be mad at Nate Ament right here. You know, some more size and versatility. You know, that kind of goes with what they already kind of have. You know, they got guys like you know, Jalen Johnson, Kuminga's there. Dyson Daniels. That just gives them another, you know, lengthy defender that can move.
Yeah, I'm probably just like They kind of remind me like with the Raptors, where they'll play anything, anybody, and anything at the five, but won't just go get legit like just outright height at the five. Anything between 6'8" to 6'12", but no footers allowed. Somehow, I think that's in the rules for the Raptors and Hawks. Like I think for me, just I'm probably like take what's young fella from Michigan, Addy Mara, whatever. Go get you a big man. You got
Mhm.
all types of things. You have everything else on their roster. Go get you an actual big to take some space, and you can like believe it or not, your little small ball centers, you can play next to them. It's okay. Like you can play next to them, and if one or two of them come off the bench, so be it. But nah, man, like it's a 7-2 or 7-3 guy with decent coordination, and he was effective last year. I'm not mad at that, but we'll see where they go, man. Like who knows? You have no idea what they're gonna do. You still got what you got on the board. Still, you got Kingston Flemings on the board. Nathan Matt, as you just mentioned. Braden Berries, Adimara. You got Yaxel Lenenberg. You still got some good choices on the board here. So anxious to see what they end up doing after that. We got the Mavs, and then you got the Bucks with the first of their two first round picks to see what they end up doing. And I am so interested to see what the freaking Golden State Warriors do. Like, you gonna stay old? You gonna get young? What you gonna do, man? Like, Steph gonna get some help in the twilight years? Like, what are we doing? I just want to know.
Yeah, they got to move on at some point, man.
I'm just curious. That's it, man. I don't want much. I just want to know, what are we doing? Where are we going from here? Like, the old people keep getting hurt because they're old. Uh, the youngsters haven't been great. Some of them have been okay, but like you traded for KP last year, and bless his heart. How often is he fully healthy? Like, and not trying to be rude. Hey man, they went Kingston Flemings, right? So Dallas is now on the clock. Atlanta goes Kingston Flemings, and I will go find some Kingston Fleming highlights. Why you tell the good people your thoughts on this pick, man?
Well, he went to Houston, so he's tough and gonna play defense. Not mad at that at all. And it's not like he's inept offensively as well. So I mean, nice solid pick. You can't go wrong right there.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at it, especially for the defensive thing, right? Like you moved us, you moved on from trade, whatever, and probably the last time I mentioned it, but you have Nikhil Alexander Walker, that is a two-way guard. Dyson Daniels is a two-way guard. Flemings, you're not getting on the court at Houston if you're not, you're just gonna watch if you don't play defense. I think Cardell took time and did a probe on young fella near the beginning of the year. Like that is a really solid, well-rounded point guard there, where it gives you some flexibility because Dyson like 6'7", 6'8". You can move
Mhm.
Dyson along in a lineup, but I think that's great because you still needed, like, you lost Trae Young for all his misgivings or whatever on the other end. You lost what, a top 5 playmaker in the league, and what they bring to the table offensively. Like, get you some punch back at the one, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And I think he really does fit when you think about them being a team that their pride on the defensive end, like for sure. And I like the way he felt like one of the few guys that knew how to run a team in college
Mhm.
too, which I think has immense value in this. Where we at real quick? Dallas is on the clock, man. What do you like for them as they enter, new regime, the regime change with Dusty May's first year as Cooper Flag gets new everything going on the year too, man.
Um, Again, man, like looking at their roster is not. It's hopeful. You know, they had some injury issues last year. Of course, Kyrie missing the missed the entire season, and Clay was in and out. Then few of their bigs just kind of had some nagging stuff going on. So it will be nice to see them see what they can do whole. And in regards to what they should take in the draft, again, Nathan Mint's still out there. 6'10" that can move and guard up and down the depth chart. Never mad at that. Big guy from Michigan still out there. Never hurts to add more size to your team in this league.
You telling me being out west, it wouldn't hurt to add a 7'3", 255-pound center?
So yeah, man, I think they're in a good spot. They got options, man. It's not anything that that I feel like is a dire need for them, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, and it's one of the things where it's just kind of like where they're going to decide to go. Like one of their biggest pieces was out last year with an injury, in Kyrie. Like whatever the roster looks like, you get him back and he's healthy, like that raises the floor of everything you had going on. Just I feel like that's safe to say, right? Based on his track record, that is one of the better guards in the league. That would give you a hell of a boost. But yeah, I'm with you, man. There's so many different places that could go, but I'm interested to see what they want to pair with a young fellow over there. He had a really good rookie year, got better as the year went on. Like that's still so crazy. Like he lost his coach from his rookie year got fired already. And I thought Kid did a pretty good job with kind of, you remember the whole thing, everybody mad about why is he playing point guard, all that stuff by the end of the year. He's handling the ball fine, making reads, and everything is like, man, just like the big picture that worked out, huh, guys? It's way different than what he came in doing. Like it's nuts, but we're here, and I guess we'll see where they end up going. But yeah, I'm not mad at the Ament thing. I think my biggest thing with Ament is kind of like when we was talking about with Caleb earlier, just go to a place where like you don't have to, like, there's no pressure to be the guy immediately. Like and I think if you end up, like to your point, you end up in Dallas, like, right, there's a list of people before it gets to being on you. Like, you know what I mean? That in the nicest way possible. Like, that's a great thing when you're a rookie. Like, like it's all for their fault before y'all come ask me anything. I just work. Like, you get to tell reporters, I know what you know. Like I have no idea. But the pick is in Ray. Oh wow, okay. Morez Johnson from Michigan, man. So let me go find something from Morez Johnson, and you can tell the good people what you think about this pick. Okay.
Yeah, not mad at it, man. We obviously saw what kind of year Michigan had last year, and he was a big part of that. Again, you're out west. It's never going to hurt to get a big bruising body that's not afraid to get in the trenches. So yeah, I'm not mad at where they went with that. I think somebody in the comments said they could have used another creator, which yeah, looking at the roster again, not too many people that can just get things done off the bounce. But yeah, not mad at the direction they went in. Like I said earlier, it's not. It wasn't anything they were in desperate need of. So I think they sort of kind of playing with house money here. So yeah, man, I'm not mad at this pick at all.
Shocker! Dusty May picks former player in his first opportunity as an NBA head coach. Man, like who knew? But no, I'm not mad at it just because it's something where that's definitely somebody could come in and help Coop. If young fellas at the four, some of their other fours were a little bit undersized. Be completely honest. Like that's not a big body four, man. PJ Washington is a little bit on the smaller side. Yeah, he plays up some, but that's a legit four here. I can see how it can help. But yeah, now I get what Gaines is saying as well. Like another creator wouldn't hurt. We'll see what it looks like if they're still able to add one. But I'm sure some of that they feel, empowered by the fact that, Kai might be coming back. But Defensively, man, I can't knock it. Morez plays good defense. And I guess that's interesting that he chose Morez over Big Fella. But I guess you still got Lively. You still got Lively over there, right? Lively and Gaff, depending on what they end up doing. So, I'm not too upset at it. So that's Dallas's first pick. That's what they decided to do with number 9. Now the Bucks, man. This is where I think your boy might go. It's about a Met. I think this is one of those quiet, safe places where you could come in and just cook quietly. And when you're ready to pop, you pop. And there's no pressure on you whatsoever because they just brung in a bunch of 20-something-year-olds with NBA experience. Like you could just fly under the radar for a little bit. It's going to be Tyler, Jaime's, Cardell, everybody else's fault before we even think about you. And then it's kind of like the big picture thing. A couple years from now, you go, oh, Nate's ready. Look at what he brings to the table, and like, damn, they got another big piece, man. But where do you think Milwaukee should be leaning?
It's funny you brought up Nate because he's still hanging out there, and of course they made the big personnel shift, and and I think either Nate or Ademara from Michigan. Because
the only thing that I would say about Mara, not to cut you off, you just got Cardell Ware in a trade. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like you just got a brand new spanking year 2 or year 3 7-1 problem in Cardell because that wasn't on your roster before. So you got picks 10 and I think 13. So, I mean, that's not to say they can't go Mara, but I was just saying just to keep that in mind with the complexion of their roster changed with that move.
Yeah, for sure. They still on the clock. You on mute, bro.
Oh, sorry about that. I was saying a whole bunch of nothing. I was saying some of the guys that are still on the board here. You got Nate. We mentioned Nate and Ademar already. Braden Berries is available. Jackson Lettenberg. You got Heinz Steinbach out here right now. Where again the Bucks just became one of those places with some of the stuff that they brought over from Miami. Like you're kind of whoever you take here, there's no pressure to come be any. You don't have to be the guy at all. Like this is on Tyler and them. Tyler, Jaime, Ware, all them. Like,
and I mean, probably in the in the eyes of the masses, they're pretty much starting over. So yeah, nobody's really expecting them to. With a guy like Giannis on your team, you're always expected to be in the mix. Now that whenever a move like this is made, it's basically, we're big red button. Even though they did get some pieces back, I don't think anybody views this as them still being in the same position they were pre-trade.
Right. Like you said, what's it called? I think Tyler's like 26, but again, it's not like you just got Jaylen Brown or something. It's Tyler Hero,
right? Yeah,
not knocking him. I'm just saying, like you got youngsters that are trying to make a name for themselves. But again, with these 2 first-round picks, you can swing for the fences because of what you got back in that trade. Like that's not to say you can afford to miss on both of these picks. It's preferable that you hit on both now, but you got a little bit more leeway for some of that big picture stuff here, man. Okay, so that's why Twitter comments do not give notifications. All right, so I just got to lead us up. They can pivot any way they need. Talking about Milwaukee. Only problem with this is they don't own their picks. I believe the next 2 are Portland. Guys, I believe you're talking about Milwaukee here, right? If I was late to that, just let me know.
Yeah, I think he was talking about the Bucks.
Okay. Braden Berries. Okay. Okay. Oh man, right in front of Golden State took Braden Berries, huh? Love it. I'm just here for chaos, man. Golden State
Always.
Warriors fans are going crazy about Braden Berries, man.
But I mean, that's the kind of player that they've been drafting the last few years and done nothing with. So it's probably better for him that that he didn't go there.
But yeah, man. So Braden Berries to the Bucks. Your thoughts on his fit there, man? And I'll get some clips real quick.
I mean, yeah, like we said, pretty much starting from scratch for all intents and purposes. But good guard with solid size that can put the ball in the basket. 49% from the field, 39% from three, 81% from the line. Average about 5 rebounds a game. Versatile scorer. Then if you and going to a team and starting with a clean slate, so I think he's just going to be allowed to comfortably, walk into the league and develop without a whole lot of pressure and expectations.
Yeah, I'm right with you. And I think it's one of those things where you get to come in off that second unit early on and just go.
Mm-hmm.
Like free reign, just go. Because I think what's it called? They got, I assume it's gonna be Ryan Reynolds. I always say his name wrong again. Youngster that was here in DC.
Ryan Rollins.
Ryan Rollins, I'm sorry. Ryan Rollins, who took strides last year. I was mentioning that before we got started. We got Ryan Rollins over there, Tyler in the backcourt. I assume. So Barry's get to coming on that second unit and just rock out, man. Honestly. Like just get the rock out. See. All right, let me see if I could get this clip real quick. I think Cardell got a question with I probably gotta open it here and then move it. I think Cardell got a question with AJ, so we're gonna try to get that up there in a second. Let me try to get that together if I can. And yes, Gaines, I'm old. Yeah, I called that man Deadpool. You're right. It's a lot of names, a lot of stuff going on, man. Yes, that is exactly what happened, man. That's on me. Let me try to get this over here real quick. Can I get this over here off the quiet? All right, let me move this real quick. Try to get y'all that audio or that sound of Cardell getting a question to AJ. So y'all just bear with us. We're gonna try to get that up there, get that question here, and then we'll talk about it, man. Show and finder so I can see where it's at. Man. All right. Oh, I think we got it. Let me see if I can get this loaded up in here. And again, appreciate all y'all that are here tonight. Again, don't leave games in the comment section by themselves. Usually y'all are mad active. You acting real shy tonight. Maybe y'all out enjoying draft festivities, so I'm not going to knock y'all, but appreciate y'all that are tuned in, though. Let me see. Do we have that? Gotta get some audio. Can we? I think we got it.
AJ, Cardell.
All right, let me see if you can hear this, Ray.
With the focus. I know you can guard. Can
you hear that at all?
Offense has been spoken about.
Yeah.
Ad nauseum, but
okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. All right, I'll move that up a little bit so we'll get that in there. I think Cardell will be joining us in a second and we'll talk about that. But as that's been going on, let's see what we missed. All right, Golden State is still on the clock. So we'll see where we end up going with that. I did call him Deadpool. I'm sure that won't be the first wrong name I say this evening. Guarantee you. Probably got like another hour to go. That's good. That's the first of many. Guarantee you. I promise you that. All right. So yeah, Golden State got a chance to do the funniest thing. You just had KP. Sometimes he be there, sometimes he don't. You gonna look Adi Mayer in his face and say, I don't need one? Or nah. We gonna take another possible guard to fit into the equation. What are we doing here? What do you think they should do, right?
Oh man.
Sorry to put you on the spot, but hey, we're here.
Golden State, Golden State, Golden State. Gang said trade the pick.
Oh my God. All right, let me get that up there. You said trade the pick. Trade it for what, Gangs? What do you want them to get back? Oh my God.
I mean, they gonna have to develop something at some point because everybody pushing 40, that means something over there. So
man, what is the safest pick, Yaxel? For them?
maybe at this point, yeah. Because yeah, Adi Mara is like it's like Zach Edey Light almost.
All right. We got Cardell back. Gonna play this audio real quick and then talk about it. So make sure we got that up here.
Tessie, I think is where you could be really special. How much can you uplift the Wizards on defense because of your ability to guard 1 through 4?
Yeah, definitely. I'm taking pride in defense a lot. Just in the pre-draft process, just obviously it was kind of nice the days ago at BYU, but me being 6'9" with a long wingspan, I think I can up my stocks. I think I'm gonna be able to switch on ball, off ball. And I think I can just get pest and just bring it to the Wizards.
All right. So Cardell wasting no time. You asked him about that end of the floor. We'll start with you, Cardell. Your thoughts on his response to you, and then Ray.
Yeah, I had to throw that in. We already know the Wizards got a lot of offensive firepower, man. Even when they were losing a lot last year, they scored a lot of points. The bigger issue is them getting stops consistently and, not turning the ball over, not making silly mistakes to beat themselves. But, seeing them up in New York, you could just see how special he can be on that end of the floor, being able to guard literally 1 through 4. You know what I mean? With his size, his length, his strength already, and he will get bigger and stronger as he continues to develop. Learning the nuances of the NBA game, which is totally different in college, being able to deal with higher caliber athletes, more polished players offensively and stuff. And once he learned that, just the intangible things that come with playing defense on the NBA level, I think he could be a special defender. I think he could be one of the rare breed of being, what they call a two-way. But back when we were growing up, it was just playing basketball. You impact both ends regardless. But I think he could be special, man. Because I saw it. I saw a lot of, the game up in New York was against Clemson. Clemson was smacking him. He had like 6 points at half, and he willed them back doing everything offensively. But the defense is what got them the stops to be able to come back. And they overcame, I think, the largest deficit in school history to beat them up at the Garden. And I think for me, Darren Peterson was on fire at that time, but I think that's when the injury stuff. But that's for me where I started looking at uh-oh. AJ coming. He about to rough this joint. He didn't really stop. So even with the injuries, he kept battling, and that showed how he could be a franchise cornerstone way how he just took over. And he, as a freshman, he locking up upperclassmen who did a lot of damage in college and made them look like freshmen. You know what I mean? And that's the special thing. We know, man, the Wizards got a lot of firepower offensively. We know that. Even with Trey and AD included, man, it's not going to be a problem for them to score points. They got to get the other end of the floor together, man. And we saw that in the finals with how the Knicks and the Spurs are rumbling. If you don't play defense, how you gonna get to that level? You really got to get it done on both ends of the floor, man. So with that being said, man, I really do believe he has the chance to be super special on that. I mean, all NBA team and be on the all NBA defensive team at the same time. And not many players can say they've done that.
Ray, your thoughts on the quotes from AJ?
Yeah, man, it's just refreshing for him to vocalize that that's been something that's been on his mind, and he knows that's an area he's gonna have to contribute on. Even coming right into the league. And like Cardell said, man, the offense not the issue. They got to get stops. They got to show some pride on the defensive end. And yeah, with his tools, he can definitely contribute. He just got to put the work in, which if he wasn't willing to do so, he wouldn't be in this position. So yeah, man, it's just always refreshing when that's front of mind, especially for a younger player.
Yeah, you guys already said it. I'm happy that you got a chance to get that question in, especially on the end of the floor, because Lord, we keep talking about how deep they are with all these versatile pieces. It means nothing if they don't use that versatility for good on that other end of the floor. Literally ends up meaning nothing.
And I know Sar got to get healthy or whatnot, but when he's healthy, we already know what AD brings. Bilal gets after it. Ain't no excuse, dog. Like, I don't want ain't no excuse, man. Ain't no excuse. It's a mentality, man. They should literally huddle up and be like, hey, man, teams don't get if a team get above 100, like really do that. Like if they get above 100, it's a problem. Like all that length and athleticism, versatility, they can switch. Like come on, man. It's no excuse why they shouldn't be a formidable defensive team, and that's the only way they're gonna change this anyway. Because obviously they were scoring 120s, 115s regular. The problem was other teams had 150, 140, 135. They got cut that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Literally just by playing defense, they can boost their wins by 20 plus wins and be in a play-in just like that. So yeah, and man, it's no excuse, man. I'm not worried about offense at all, man. It's that end of the floor, and with the personnel that they got now, Sar and Sar was blocking shots before he got. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just no excuse, man. It's just no excuse, man. And like I said, I like his mentality because I think AJ got the mentality like, fine, if y'all not playing defense, that's y'all. I ain't gonna say nothing right now because I'm a rookie, but I'm gonna get after it, dog. Like I ain't going out like this, man. I got to stand up for myself. And then if the rookie doing it, what's they gonna say about the vet lacking? You know what I mean? They're like, come on, man. So they're gonna have to step it up. So I like that he has that mentality because sometimes he hasn't earned the right to be vocal. He's a rookie. He got to prove himself first. That comes down the line. But with energy and effort and effectiveness, you can wake the best up to be like, let me get my shit in order for this young bull to take my spot, my job, which is highly likely anyway. But come on, man. They got too much talent. They got too much talent not to be. I'm just gonna say they should be top 15 in defense off top. You know what I'm saying? And that's just because they're young and they got to figure out how to win. But down the road, if the majority of this core stay together, they should be one of the better defensive teams in the league, man. Like it is, no question.
Yeah, while you were talking, Gaines had his response up too. He also believes if healthy, they should be a top 15 offense and defense. And then went to follow that up with Sar and AD should be one of the best defensive front courts in the league this season.
Hey, man, stay healthy, play off one another, be motivated. Be motivated, dog. Because last year, offense I'm not worried about because of Trey. We saw what Trey was doing, how he controlled the game in a short sample size. And when he played, it was like, uh-oh. And how he was getting guys easy shots, getting them shots in their prime scoring position to maximize what they do well. We already know he can score. I mean, come on, dog. That's him, Sar and AD pick and roll, pick and pop. Both of them can pick and pop and pick and roll. Then you got AJ going with mid, like, dog, man, come on, man. They got something cooking. You know what I'm saying? They just, the other end. And they're going to have to get on the string because Trey going to be playing about 30, 35 minutes. He's not the most stout defender, but I'm like, do what Jalen Brunson did in the finals. Just compete. And then we can cover for you. But we can't be, every time I turn around, somebody up on our back, and then it's like, damn, man, we picking up fouls and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, same thing, man. It's just the same thing, man. So, like, I'm excited, man, because like that's what won me over. Because I'm like, he can, Darren Peterson, 1 and 2. Some threes. AJ 1 and 4, period.
Mm-hmm.
And they need that. They need that, man.
Hey, man, look, we've been so not shocked. And I'm with you guys. You said it. top 15 defense. I'm right with Gaines too. Top 15 offensive defense, and it's just my duty as always to be the bearer of bad news. Oklahoma City just selected. They took Adi Mara.
Why is that bad news? What's going on? Are you hoping he dropped?
No, I just thought it was funny because the league just does stuff where things just fall to them because life's hilarious. That's it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna
Yeah,
give it. Nope.
Yep, that's it.
Nope.
I just think that's funny. That's it. Hey, I think it's funny. I find humor in that. That a team that was just there missing stuff. And hey, it's a 7'3", 255-pound person. Huh. Needed one of those.
Not just that. But I know another thing. You'll catch on what you really trying. I know what you really thinking of. Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. It's all good. Hey, that's an off-wax conversation. Great job getting the question, AJ. Look forward to you checking back in a little bit later. I think the Michigan kids went back-to-back, so Golden State took Yaxel, and then OKC took Adi Mara. So, Cardell, you're free to share your thoughts on both of those picks before you bounce again, and then Ray will get your thoughts.
Well, first of all, shout out to my JUCO brethren, Yaxel, Landenberg. Gotta always shout out the JUCO thing. But nah, man, what I say earlier when Boozer got drafted, it was him and Yaxel, metric-wise, the top two players in the draft. We all know the Warriors are heavy on that. You gotta be extremely versatile. You gotta be mature. You gotta know how to play the game, and you gotta impact the game in multiple ways. Yaxel fits all that category. They need, let's call it what it is. They need help up front. They thin up front, and they older. He has the athleticism, the versatility. He has the similar boisterous personality as Draymond. He just don't go over the top with it like Draymond. So I think Draymond would be a great mentor for him. And he's strong. He's ready to, he's a guy that's ready to go now. And I think him and Draymond, they can go on the side. They can cause havoc up front. Man. Yeah, man, that's the ideal pick. Obviously, we know. I think Hartenstein is a free agent, if I'm not mistaken. This tax apron world we living in, they got to make some tough decisions on some of their young pieces in OKC. So Ademar, who's skilled and big, man, and more agile than what people think, he's a rim protector. And let's call it what it is, man. We in the Wemby era, dog. What we've been saying, if you don't have a footer that can just show a post, man, bother this dude, it's gonna be problems. You're not coming out, especially in the West. You're not coming out the West. You're not gonna have a chance. So yeah, you're gonna start seeing a lot of these trees come in the league, and you're gonna need them for Wemby. There's no getting around that, man. And not just Wemby, Jokic. We can't be a shit. Talking about Wemby, we forget Jokic up in Denver like he's just something slight. You need a big. You need bigs, man. You need bigs, bro. Even New York, they won the chip. Karl-Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson. You need bigs. And he's a skilled big. He's agile, obviously a high IQ. He just got to prove he can hang with the pace. But I think he did that a little bit in college because Michigan got up and down. So I think he can play any style, man. But with his size and stuff, it's ideal, man. And then you don't know what it's an insurance policy if they don't keep Hartenstein. So I'm not mad at OKC for taking that.
All right, appreciate it, Cardell. Forward to the next time you check in. Ray, your thoughts on the Michigan kids going back to back, man? What you got with Yaxel and Adi going to Golden State at OKC? I'm sorry, man. Just ignore me, y'all. Ignore me when it comes to OKC. I have nothing positive to add, and it has nothing to do with them. It's just my indictment is on everybody else. So just ignore me. Go ahead, though, Ray.
Yeah, no, those picks make sense for both teams, as Cardell laid out. For Golden State, they need some young energy around there, especially in the front court. That's just going to move furniture, and Yaxel does that, and he's athletic. He gets up and down. He's versatile. So yeah, man, that was that's a good pick for them. It might give them the shot in the arm they need. Health withstanding of all the other players, but yeah, man, they're thin up front, like Cardell pointed out, and that's that's a good pickup for just to get somebody in there to just kind of give them some energy because they were lacking that at times, especially with the way they like to play. They like to play fast. In order to do that, you got to get stops. So you got to rebound. So yeah, that makes sense for them. As far as OKC goes, I'm right with you, man. That's just funny, but but yeah, with the Hartenstein situation and yeah, just the fact that what they're gonna have to go through to get back to where they want to be. Why not just grab some size that's skilled as well and can protect the rim? It never hurts, man. So yeah, two good picks from them back to back.
Yeah, just hilarious. But Milwaukee's on the clock for the 13th for their second pick in the lottery. They had 10, and now they have 13th, courtesy of the Giannis trade. What are you thinking about here for them, man? The first pick they took Braden Berries. You think if front court going with backcourt again, or you attack the front court here with your second of 2 lottery?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt just to add some overall depth. We've been talking about Nate Ament for a few picks here. He's still hanging out there. So yeah, they could go in that direction, but yeah, they're in a space where they could play with some things.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're looking at, but I guess again, I'm still fine with Ament. I'm fine with Ament here. Heinz Steinbach. I don't think they can go wrong here. In terms of with their roster construction, I just don't think there's a bad pick here. Whatever it is, it can help because you're just filling in things. And again, even if both of these picks end up being part of that second unit, like there's not a knock on that. It just means your second unit has a lot of good talent. Honestly, that's it. Doesn't change much on that end. So we'll see what they end up doing. They're still on the clock. The pick isn't in. Again, Nate Ament, Heinz Steinbach, Kareem Lopez, Christian Anderson Jr., Allen Graves. Got a lot of guys still out there as we make our way through the lottery, and then we'll see what else happens here along the way as we make our way through the first round. But we are, 12 picks through, and it's going to take me probably like a week to get over what happened at pick 12, honestly. It's just where I'm going to be, Ray. I cannot lie. It's going to take me a little while. Game said they just got to take the best player on the board. Yeah. I don't think there's any wrong answers. Well, it's hard to find a wrong answer. Now, if you find a wrong answer, kudos to you. That is something you earned. There shouldn't be a wrong answer.
Absolutely.
At 13. I think that's fair to say. There shouldn't be a wrong answer at 13. We'll see who they end up taking. Again, it's still on the clock. But you got all three between picks 9 through 12, man. You got all 3 Michigan front court players selected just like that. All off the board, man. Just that quick. Again, Yaxel at Morez went at 9, Yaxel at 11, Mara at 12. But what Cardell was saying, I think we talked about that back there in the mock draft about possibly pairing Yaxel with Draymond. Like the terror they can cause on that end of the floor should be fun. And also, at least Yaxel should be able to get you something offensively versus what the older person can't really give you offensively. Yeah. Hey, I feel like that was pretty calm. And there they go. The Bucks take Nate Ament via Miami. So again, all upside here. I'll go get some clips. And Ray, your thoughts on Nate Ament falling to Milwaukee at 13?
Yeah, man. Like the theme of the night pretty much has been, size and versatility. He has perimeter skill. He can put the ball on the floor. He potentially can be one of those lengthy wing scoring types. He's got some ways to go in that regard. He doesn't shoot the ball particularly well right now, but and his efficiency is a little down. But he you can't teach size, and he has that. But for a tall, wiry guy, he's not as athletic as you would assume. But he just makes up for it with he kind of understands the angles a little bit, and he can use his size to be effective. But yeah, the athleticism and all that stuff will come. But yeah, man, at this point, like we said, it definitely doesn't hurt, you know. And they're pretty much starting with a clean slate. So yeah, not a bad pick right here.
Yeah, I think it's kind of similar to what's it called? We were just talking about with Braden Berries, right? You need to come in on that second unit and just hoop. As it happens, it happens. If it turns out, it'd be one of those things where if the light bulb comes on, in a couple years, then maybe it makes a decision on maybe like one of the Miami kids when you got to extend them. And they choose you because it makes more sense. So that's up to you and what he does with that opportunity. But yeah, you get to kind of just be on a slow burner, man. Immensely talented, so many tools, but it's the challenge is going from, hey, I'm a 5'6" tool player to I can use all of my tools. Those are two totally different things, man. So we'll see where that goes for him. But for Milwaukee, yeah, I don't knock it at all, man. You took Berries and Nate Mint. Like, again, they're going to have to work hard to kind of jack this up a little bit, and I don't think they did. Don't think they did at all, man. And with these the height of these, the ever-changing height of these wings in the league, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, we just finished talking about Washington and the size of their wings. Like, you weren't going to replace Giannis, so, nothing wrong with that, man. All right, up next, we got Charlotte. What do you like for them, right? I know I am leading Hans Steinbeck. I think that's, like, perfect for them because they're, like, another one of those – like, they remind me of Dallas where, like, the guys that play the four are just small. Like, it's cool that you can play the four, but you 6'6", man. Like, again, I'm not knocking them, but, like, some days I need you to be 6'11", and you can't change that for me. You just you can't help me with that. But I like Hans Steinbeck there. I think he'd be a good fit with the rest of that youth group there, where he could come in and just hoop. And he's not somebody to be like that needs the ball. Like, he's
Right,
stretched
yeah.
before. He's a well-rounded player, athletic as hell. Like, I just think it's one of those types of guys that good teams need, especially young teams need. And I don't think he's gonna be like, hey, this isn't the role I expected. Like, he's just gonna come here and be like, cool, let's go. Like, I'll run the floor, I catch lobs, pick and pops. I got some of that too. But again, that's 6'11" that moves really well to their front court. I think that goes a long way because right now, what is it like? Some of their fours are shorter than Brandon Miller, and then you have Ryan Cockbrenner. Like,
Right, yeah.
That's an interesting life to live.
But yeah, no. Steinbeck wouldn't be a bad pick. He rebounds the ball. That's one thing he gonna do. And then, like you said, he can stretch the floor a little bit. His jump shooting improved as the college season went on. And yeah, man, they got athleticism around him, and he can stretch the floor, give lanes for LaMelo and all those guys. And defensively, I mean, he's 6'11", but he's not your typical shot blocker, rim protector, but he's a deterrent down there, and he can rebound, like I said. So, that never hurts to get your team some extra possessions.
Yeah, for sure. And again, with Charlotte, like, they got Concanupple came in and was hooping last year. So about what they've done, like with the youth, you still got young fella from UConn on the bench trying to figure his life out. That was another pick they had. Liam McNeely's still over there. So again, you can add to that group, and now you have a deeper, a young, talented team gets deeper. Like that division is becoming increasingly more interesting as maybe people stop tanking. Because there's several teams with really nice collections of young talent in different stages. You know what I'm saying? Like Charlotte's group is like that trio last year was destructive. I don't know how many people watch Charlotte on a regular basis, but LaMelo, Khan, and Brandon Miller were destructive last year as a group. You said you add something to that front court where you got a little bit more size in it. That's great. Or you just add another capable young player, man. Like, that's just a positive. Oh man, what they talking about is a trade. Oh, okay. Take that back. Sorry about that. So 14th, the pick is in. And Ray, I think we were on it. Okay, yeah. I thought they had a new trade. They're talking about like, yeah, we already know the 13th pick is going to Milwaukee, man. We know that. Like, you don't need to tell us that. We've been aware since yesterday morning. We saw that over and over again. But they went with Heinz Steinbeck. Heinz Steinbeck. That's who they went with, man. So your thoughts on how that fit? I know we were just talking a little bit, but now that it's real, how do you see him fitting in with Charlotte?
Yeah, man. Safe pick at that point. Low risk, high reward. You know, the good thing about it is like a few guys we've talked about tonight, they don't need him to come in and set the world on fire. They need him to come in and do what he does well, and you know, whatever progression he makes outside of that, you know, it's a plus.
Yeah, they just really like they've done a good job adding talent, man. Like I really like the fact that they've added solid talent, and this is a dude who, as boring as it is, he's 6'11" and likes to rebound. There is immense value in that for Charlotte, man. He led D1 in rebounding last year. That's what you're adding. Averaged just under five offensive rebounds a game last year. He was the nation's leading rebounder. That's what you're adding to a team with those three players on the perimeter, man. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's huge.
Yeah, for sure, man. And
that's tough. But go ahead, Ray. I'll be right back.
you know, and they're just as he develops, especially offensively, you know, it's only going to pay dividends for them. You know, like I said before, you know, even though he's almost 7 feet, you know, rim protection is not his thing, but it's the big body down there that's going to be in the way. You know, and as he continues to expand his range and get more comfortable on the offensive end, you know, I think for Charlotte, that's just going to be a huge plus. But you know what he brings defensively and on the glass, on top of what they already have, and then Knuble being his second year, those guys will be a little more familiar with each other. Yeah, it's definitely going to feel like that's going to pay dividends for them. You know, they ended the season on a high note, so they'll be coming in with some confidence. And yeah, man, I think those young dudes ready to get to work.
Yeah, like you added the nation's leading rebounder at 14. Like, let's just process that real quick. Like, that's huge, man. Like, that's just a great pick, man. I like what they've been doing with their roster, and the Southeast Division is just going to be more interesting because you see these young teams adding more talent, and everyone's going to have to deal with the two bulls in the China shop down in Miami as they round out their roster. So, yes, I love going to get someone who wants to go bang and get rebounds because Lord knows you're going to need it to get out this division. Like, you got Bam, who's been in Miami the entire time. I don't want to see what Giannis' body looks like under Pat Riley law. Like, I don't want to know. I have no desire to see. If you could somehow get Shaq in good shape, get something in the water there, like, you're the only person ever to do it. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, think about that. Like, that's your selling point. We got him to be in shape.
Old him.
Old, like dead him. What you gonna do to Giannis's body? Like, I'm concerned. I'm deeply concerned. Is there another level that they weren't able to unlock in Milwaukee? Like, because Bam don't even break down. He just be there.
Right.
Bam been there the whole time. He just be there. Like evergreen. All right, we got Chicago on the clock next, man. What do you like for them? I know at 4 they took Caleb Wilson. Where do you think they go here?
I'm not sure, man. They got a lot of options as well. They're another team that's kind of trying to dig themselves out of a hole. I wouldn't be surprised that maybe Christian Anderson, Texas Tech, giving them another shooter. Yeah, they got needs to address, but they're turning over a new era. They got a new coach. So Christian Anderson might be the pick. He could score the ball efficiently. He kind of expanded his role last year. So having some added responsibility is not foreign to him. So yeah, man, maybe they go that route.
Hey man, I'm swinging for the fences right here. I think when we did our mock draft, I forgot who it was. There was this Bulls fan in there. We let him make the selections for his team. He went, if I remember correctly, he went Caleb Wilson, and then he went Cam Carr. So I'm credit them. I do not remember your tag on here, so I apologize. But yeah, Cam Carr's right there, man. What we doing? Like, come on, Chicago, let's go. Like, there's no reason to leave that there. You took the super defensive guy, and that's great. Here's one that can help you right now on both ends immediately. Like, supercharged life. Because you, like you said, you got good. I like the Christian Anderson thing. LeBron Fillins out there. Bennett Sturts, but yeah, Cam Carr is sitting right there, man. You still got a Buka Okori over there. Like, you got some great options coming up as we make our way through the lottery. But yeah, that's where I think I'm leaning. We'll see where they go in just a moment. Because the pick is not in. They're still on the clock. And then we got this is so silly. So Chicago's on the clock. Guess who picks within the next 3 picks, right? Or within the next 5 picks. I'm gonna read it out. So this is fun, right? So this is so silly, man. Chicago's on the clock with the 15th pick, all right? After that, we got Memphis at 16. OKC's back at 17. Charlotte's at 18. Toronto picks for the first time at 19. And the team that lost the finals is picking at 20.
The rich get richer, man.
I'm sitting here looking at what's available, and I'm like, what are y'all? You say, man, it's all right. We'll talk off air. This is fine, man. Just I don't understand. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. It never adds up, man. It just doesn't. So OKC took Addy. If y'all let them get Cam Carr, this is on y'all. Like, I'm just gonna be real honest. It's complete. If y'all let them or the other place where bully guards are get them, y'all deserve everything. I'm just being completely honest. Just you laughing, right? I'm dead serious. Like, it's on you.
That's probably the way it'll work out. One of those two is gonna get them.
Like that's crazy. Like that's crazy. All right, so okay, 15th pick is in. I'm not mad at it. Dalen Swain, 6'8", 220 out of Texas, man. So not really upset with that at all. Hey man, keep adding to that group. That's a good pick. That is a good pick to add to that group. Bigger wing.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. Yeah, that's not bad at all, man. Yeah, he was at Xavier first and went to Texas, but Chicago, I'm not mad at that. But the other thing that I said is about to hurt my feelings on like 2 picks. So like it's going to deeply hurt me. So I apologize in advance. Ray, I know you on the clock, man, but we appreciate you this evening. We'll be back
Absolutely.
tomorrow night, man. So I will man the controls from here on out. If you had any thoughts on Dylan Swain from Texas going to Chicago, before you leave, let me go get some Dylan Swain highlights.
Yeah, man. Just throwing another big body on the wing. That never hurts in this NBA. Yeah, he got some upside, but I think he fits well with what they already have. Especially defensively. That's whenever you can improve on that end, it's really never a bad pick. So yeah, not mad at the direction they went in there.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you just continue to add to this roster, man. I know the GM was talking about how important that end of the floor is for them, and they're not playing. It's another wing with good size, explosive as you know what. They're trying to put something together where they're going to be annoying to play against. So I can't knock that at all. But let's go ahead and get some of his highlights up here for everybody, so you guys can see what Chicago has coming their way. But yeah, man, I'm not mad at Chicago at all. So now you have some nice size you've added. You took Caleb 4th overall. We know what he brings to the table. Now you add another athletic piece on the wing. You already got, Giddey 6'8" already. You got Matas from 6'10", Caleb 6'10". This kid's 6'6", 6'7". Like, not mad at that at all, man. Two-way guy, bouncy. Yeah, you gotta love it. Gotta love where they're heading. Up next, where are we now? Up next is Memphis. So we know who they took early in the draft. They took Cam Boozer. I'm interested to see where they go in terms of what they have that's best available at the moment. Again, Christian Anderson, like you mentioned, Allen Graves, LeBaron Philin Jr., Bennett Sturts, Cameron Carr is still right there, Abuka Okori. And again, we don't know what's happened in Memphis in terms of Ja Morant. Is this with Ja or without Ja? And I'm sure we'll find out, in the coming days and weeks. So, with that in mind, who is somebody you think they should go? Because, like, they're in that situation with the Clippers where it's like, you got to kind of like hit that runway where we're selected for somebody who could be here in case that main guy's still here and the value doesn't decrease because the main guy's gone. So, you got Cam already. What do you like here?
Yeah, I think Christian Anderson Jr. or Cam Carr, because what you're going to be losing is coming out the backcourt. So you might as well plug somebody else in there. Not to say they're going to replace Ja, but it wouldn't help to get that type of talent in with, what could possibly be going out the door.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing is just try to do what the Clippers did early on, is make sure that you're straight regardless of what happens. That this doesn't, like, you're going to be A-okay. So if obviously you're not going to be able to get what Milwaukee and them got by moving Ja, but you'll be able to get something back, right? Like that's reality. And we get a chance to see what that ends up being in time. But where are we at? All right, so the pick is in. Okay, the Memphis has a lot of good picks. They picked second in the second round.
I'll reconvene and catch up on this madness tomorrow.
All right, man. We'll see you tomorrow for round 2, where there should be even more nonsense because as my guy Owen Reese said, bad teams do bad things. So we'll see who decided to put their team in that box tomorrow night. Appreciate you, Ray.
All right.
It's gonna be nuts, man. Where we at right now? Again, the pick is in. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, the pick is in for Memphis. We might have Cardell joining us back later. But you guys, Cardell was able to get a question into AJ DeBunsta, Wizards Draft thing this evening. So you can hop on IG real quick. Is the Focus TV over there. And you can check that out so you can listen to that. He asked him about, that other end of the floor, and AJ provided some insight. So, again, we'll go back through the picks so far in the first round. AJ went first, Darren Peterson at 2, Cam Boozer at 3, Caleb Wilson at 4, Keaton Wagler 5, Mikael Brown Jr. at 6, Darius Acuff Jr. at 7, Kingston Flemings at 8, Marez Johnson at 9, Brandon Berries at 10 to Milwaukee, Yaxel Lendenberg at 11 to Golden State. And that was followed by the other Michigan big man, Adi Mara, went to OKC at 12. Nathan Met went 13. And that pick was to Miami, but it belongs to Milwaukee via that trade. And then 14th, we saw Hannes Steinbeck get selected by the Charlotte Hornets. At 15, we had Dalen Swain going to the Bulls. In 16, okay, I'm not mad at this at all. Didn't think that was going to happen at that point. But Bennett Sturts from Iowa, the veteran point guard from Iowa, he is going to get that. He is the newest member of the Memphis Grizzlies. So go ahead and get some clips of him up real quick if we can. So he has some good size, man. That's a 6'4" guard, 6'4", 190. This is old school, just floor general here, man. So regardless of what, they end up doing with Ja, this is either a really nice backup with upside, or, if you do end up moving it, maybe you feel comfortable enough to hand him the keys, man. But one of the better guards in the country. I'm sorry, I think I said 6'4", 6'2.5", 6'3". So sorry about that. And it's somebody, I think he shot 36 from 3, so is a capable shooter. But man, look, we're at a time right now where there's a lot of guards in the league that aren't. It's rare to see like just old-fashioned point guards, right? Where playmaking is, at the top of the list for some of these guys. A lot of these guys just kind of wired to score, and the playmaking happens after that. It's a little bit more of a throwback here for him. So I think it's a solid pick, man. And again, it kind of walks that fine line for whether that's with them or not. So we'll see. We'll see how that ends up going. All right, got to double check because reported trade to OKC. So let's see how that shakes out. Okay, so that's why. So he is not going to OKC. He is not going to Memphis. I'm sorry. Oh wow, that's nuts. That's nuts. So OKC strikes again. They got Bennett Sturts for 2 second-rounders. That's what the price was. So he's going to OKC. Again, adding depth. It's a team they are so good in this apron world. The way OKC moves is something that teams just got to be aware of. That's how you move. I know they moved Aaron Wiggins, I think, the other day for a couple seconds or whatnot. Use a couple of those seconds. You move up not even move up. 2 seconds just gave you the 16th overall pick in the draft. You get you another quality guard. This is a playmaker. Again, how important it is to have guys that set the table. Going to OKC, and then they're still on the clock. They're still on the clock right now to make their third pick in the first round, and it's just pick 17, man. It's just pick 17. Like, this is absurd. OKC's out here just moving around the board. Credit to them. It's a hell of a trade, man. So what did they just end up with? So Adi Mara, they got at 12. Memphis was at 16, is one spot before OKC picked again. OKC moves 2 seconds to get Bennett Sturts. All right, cool, that's great. And now they're on the clock again at 17. So that very bad thing I was mentioning a little bit earlier that shouldn't happen, it's possible right now for OKC. And let's take a look at like what's available, right? Right now, you got Kareem Lopez, Chris Anderson Jr., Allen Graves, LeBaron Phillin Jr., Chris Senac Jr., Cameron Carr, Jaden Quaintance, Abuka Corey, Isaiah Evans, and Zubi Ejiofor are, the top 10 best available, according to ESPN at this time. But for OKC, just Rusty's over here cooking again, man. So you ended up with 12, 16, and 17. And the 16th pick only. Okay, so Grizzlies received the 17th overall pick in 2 seconds. Okay, so they just traded up a spot. So I believe the 17th pick is not OKC's anymore. It's the Grizzlies. So a little bit of work by the Grizzlies. Essentially it was you swap spots in 2 seconds. Okay, cool. So this pick is not going to OKC then. All right. Great. I thought that OKC did it again. So we'll see what Memphis ends up choosing now in this spot. Now that the pick is in. So again, I think on your television, you're gonna be seeing that it's OKC's pick, but it's really Memphis's at pick 17. And then up next, we have Charlotte at pick 18. So again, going back to Memphis, we thought it was Bennett Sturts. It's not. OKC gets Bennett Sturts. Same thing applies. Go get you somebody where, regardless of Jaws being there or not, they're going to fit. Again, if it was me, I'm probably taking Cam Carr here, but that's just me. We'll see what Memphis ends up doing with this. Again, so the trade that just happened, just because it was a little confusing at the time, Memphis had the 16th overall pick. They make a trade with OKC who had the 17th overall pick to switch spots. So you switch spots, and they also got an additional 2 second-round picks from OKC. So for Memphis, we'll see where they're going to lean. It should be interesting. Again, appreciate everybody tuned in. Don't forget to hit the comment section, man. I know we're not the only one with thoughts right now. So, and I think Gaines was commenting earlier. Feel free to join the fray. What it was like 2 hours in, getting closer to pick 20. Oh my God. Okay, there we go. So Memphis takes a back. Let me make sure I get this right. Ibuka Akori. That's a nice pick by Memphis, man. So that's what I'm saying. That's one of those picks where if Ja's there, that's cool. If he's not there, you're still okay. So let's go get this for you guys real quick. But that's going, again, this pick is going to Memphis. Just want to make sure I have that straight because there's just so much going on with this. And I just want to double check to make sure I'm not giving you guys the wrong information. But here he is, youngster from Stanford. He was tough all year, man. This is a very, very talented player. So Memphis, not mad at this at all. Really like this for Memphis, regardless of what they end up doing. Let's go look at this real quick. Okay, so they're not able to help me with some of that information, but again, Ibuka Corey, 6'2", 185 from Stanford. Got some of his work over there on the right of me. And again, this trade is Bennett Sturts to OKC, Becca Corey to Memphis. They just swapped spots, and it just took 2 second-round picks, man. But he got after it. Hell of a freshman year at Stanford. Now somebody can get to create for himself and create for others. Like he's a tough, like that is a tough guard, man. It's just a really good pick. So credit to Memphis for that. You got him along with Cam Boozer, man. It's not a bad haul right there at all, man. It's not a bad haul at all. Up on the clock next, we have the Charlotte Hornets are back on the clock again with their last pick. Back to what Charlotte has done recently. I just had it. Hold on. Where is Charlotte at? Okay, so Charlotte's on the clock now with the 18th pick. At 14, as we mentioned, Ray and I had talked about it. They took Hannes Steinbach. So I'm interested to see what they're looking at here. Do you add to that front court again, or do you kind of just leave that be and just add to the depth in the backcourt and possibly on the wing, right? We'll see what they're looking at. Again, really do like the roster that they have. So let me see if we can go ahead and get there. I would just like to look at the Hornets roster, please. I don't want much out of life. That's it. All right, here we go. This is what I was looking for. So we know they just added Hannes Steinbach. They traded for Kobe White last year as well, midway through the season. So they have a good group of guards. What they're starting with LaMelo, Khan, and Brandon Miller. Behind them, this is what they have behind those guys. You got Trey Mann, Liam McNeely, Kobe White, Pat Connaughton's over there, and then Josh Green as well. So I think maybe you circle back through the front court once again, because when you do look at their roster, trying to get back in there real quick. When you look at their bigs, Ryan Kalkbrenner is the only footer on their team. Steinbach instantly comes in and becomes, he's tied for being the second tallest player on their team. You got Moussa Diabate behind, at center with Kalkbrenner at times last year. And then Steinbach comes back. Steinbach comes in right now at 6'10" immediately. You can add more size to that group, whether it be on the wing via forward or at the four. Again, with the league that we're in right now, everyone has multiple bigs. So we'll see where they end up going with this. Let's see if they have the pick in or not. Try to catch up with where we're at. Again, so pick's not in yet. About, 20? Yeah, about 25 seconds left on the clock. Then up next is Toronto and then San Antonio. So, again, just taking a look right now. What best available is, we mentioned a couple times, Kareem Lopez, Christian Anderson Jr., Allen Graves, LeBaron Philin Jr., Chris Scenic Jr. I wouldn't be mad at that for Charlotte, honestly. Cameron Carr's still here. Jaden Quittens, Isaiah Evans from Duke, Zuby Ejiofor, Koa Pete. You got Henry Visar and Malik Thomas. That's the top 12. That's the 12 best available players, again, according to ESPN at this time. Just a reminder, you guys get over to Instagram. It's the Focus TV. If you want to hear Cardell's Dudley Jr.'s question to AJ DeBunsta tonight on the presser, the presser, but the media availability with local media tonight. So get over there and check that out. It should be the most recent post at the moment. So go ahead and check that out. Again, Cardell was asking how much he can uplift the Wizards defensively with his ability to guard 1 through 4 effectively. So AJ's answer to Cardell's question is over on Instagram at the moment. We played it a little bit earlier on the show. Maybe play it again a little bit later. But at the moment, that's up over on IG. All right, the pick is in for Charlotte. Yeah, Summer League's probably going to be nuts. The pick is in for Charlotte, so we're looking forward to seeing who they select. And again, this is not one of those things where it's via trade at the moment. So We're getting closer and closer to the 20th pick. Then after that, just 11 more will be done with the first round. Again, appreciate all you guys who have been tuning in. Don't forget to hit the comment section if you want to share your thoughts on how this draft's been going, regardless of what team that you follow. Looking forward to each and any comment that you guys may have. All right, so the picks in Charlotte. Okay, Christian Anderson Jr. Hey, man, not mad at that at all. Let me go ahead get some of those clips up for you guys. All right. Anderson recorded the most assists in a season in Texas Tech history, and he made the second most threes in a season. And here we go. Got those up real quick. It's Christian Anderson Jr., who is the latest member of the Charlotte Hornets. Make sure I got this. Yep, the latest member of the Charlotte Hornets. And it's another young guard, man, that he knows what he's doing in the pick and roll. He can hit the three ball. Really showed off his chops as a playmaker this year. So we'll see how that goes, but that's just really good depth. Again, if you go back, look at the Hornets roster, there's nothing wrong with that. You have Kobe White could play, 1 and 2 there, and you get some great depth here in case you end up losing one of these other younger guards that may be a free agent, man. So credit to Charlotte for that. I think this is a solid pickup, and look forward to seeing what he does for them in Summer League because it should be fun to watch that. But, yeah, he did a great job at Texas Tech this year, especially on offense, man, navigating the pick and roll, making plays for others. And, again, it never hurts when you can hit the three ball. And he knows how to create space even as a smaller player. So credit to him for that, man. He needs to get obviously needs to get stronger. Coming into the league at 180, had to get put some muscle on for sure. But it's not bad for Charlotte, honestly. So right now, through where they at, they had the 14th pick and the 18th pick. They took Hannah Steinbach and Christian Anderson Jr. They touched on the front court and the backcourt. They addressed the front court and the backcourt. Up next, we got Toronto. Looking forward to see what they're looking at. Their roster changed a little bit last year with a couple trades. They ended up with Brandon Ingram last year. And let me go find Toronto. And then with Brandon Ingram last year, RJ Barrett. Obviously, you have Scotty Barnes there. Grady Dix over there as well. I'd like them to add to their front court a little bit. I know they got Trace Jackson Davis in a trade last year. You obviously have Sandro over there, who's been solid for them, a very good contributor. Jakob Pertl's over there, but, he's already 30. I would like them to keep adding. To their front court, man. We'll see what they end up doing. But they're on the clock at the moment. And then we have San Antonio at 20. So no idea how this is about to go. Again, Kareem Lopez seems like a Raptor. Him and Allen Graves both 6'9", both of them 6'9", 220, 230. That's kind of the range of athletes like that Toronto likes. I wouldn't be mad, like, honestly. Chris Senac Jr. is what I would like Toronto to do. Go get you another big man. Go get you somebody with athletic upside that could really help you guys in that front court. We keep talking about all the teams across the league having multiple bigs. It's about time that you go and do that, Toronto. It's great that you have so many different players on your team that you can play small and guys that can play up. Like you had Colin Murray Boyles last year, which was cool. Thought he was solid as a rookie. But again, that's one of those tweener type bigs. Go get you a big. Like you need those nowadays, man. You legit need those, and go get you one. You just have to. Again, on the clock at the moment is Toronto. The pick is about to be in. Unless they go with another guard, man. We'll see what they end up doing with that. Because right now, okay, so that's also an area they could address. You have quickly over there. You have Jamal Shed. If you feel like maybe there's a guard here that could possibly be your lead guard in the future, then you go there. But I really would like it if they added a big. I think that would go a long way for them. Like, so we'll see what they end up picking. The picks in, and then up next, we got the San Antonio Spurs, man. Again, this is what's on the clock at the moment. I'm sorry, what's available at the moment. Kareem Lopez, Allen Graves, LeBaron Philin Jr., Chris Senac Jr., Cameron Carr, Jaden Quaintance, Isaiah Evans, Zuby Ejiofor, Koba Pete, and Henry Visar. All right, so the Raptors do a Raptors thing. Shocker. Not to me in the least bit. I mentioned some of the guys that just looked like they would fit the Raptors. Yeah. They took Allen Graves Jr. Allen Graves. They took Allen Graves out of Santa Clara. So I'll get that up there for you guys. Just give me a second. All right, here we go. Allen Graves to the Toronto Raptors. Again, it just screams Toronto, man. Literally does. It just screamed the Raptors, both him and Kareem Lopez. But Allen Graves, 6'9", 225 out of Santa Clara. It's a well-rounded forward, can do a little bit of everything. He reads the game well. He shot 41 from 3 last year, which is very good. But yeah, man, it just fits the Raptors. It just screams Toronto. Like, sometimes sports, just certain players just fit the team. Like some guys seem like they're Ravens or Steelers, what have you. This is one of those things. Again, they live in that range between that 6'7" and 6'9" range in terms of the types of players they like. And this is another one of those extremely versatile pieces, man. So credit to them for that. And I have Allen Graves back up on the screen in just a second. Up next, again, is San Antonio. See if Graves is ready to be put back on the screen yet. There we go. So, yeah, 6'9", 225. See the type of athletes they typically like. And what I do like about him is what he offers offensively. He's a little bit different than some of the guys they have at that height. They usually, like, their bigs usually aren't this skilled in Toronto. They bring other things to the table. So I think he'll have a lot to offer, especially in terms of helping to space the floor for them when he's in, whether it's at the 4 or the 5, gives them some additional spacing. It's a 3-level scorer. So we'll see how that goes for them, man. But definitely like that pick for Toronto. Shout out to Santa Clara, right? We'll see what that looks like for Toronto. That's their first pick so far tonight. Let me go check what it looks like in terms of if they have any other picks tonight. Toronto. Nope. That's their only pick tonight. Then they pick tomorrow night. They pick 20th in the second round. So Allen Graves is who they selected. Again, 6'9", 225 fits right in with that roster. I'll name off some of the guys that play 4-5 on this team currently. Trace Jackson Davis, 6'9", 245. Sandro, 6'9", 240. Jonathan Mogbo, 6'9", 225. Colin Murray Boyle, 6'7", 245. Yeah, so Allen Graves fits right in. And again, he brings something the rest of them don't necessarily bring. And That's the ability to shoot the ball from deep, man. Sandro has it. He's probably the only one over there of that group that we named that can hit the three like that. He has a nice offensive game, but he's the only one. And what is he? He's 27. So again, just another person that come over here, play defense, fit right into the way the Raptors go about doing things, and we'll see. But the Spurs are still on the clock. They have not made their selection. Let's just review like the last 5 picks. So the Spurs picked 20th, going back to pick 15 was Dalen Swain, Bennett Sturts, then Ibuka Okori. Got to remember those 2 things are swapped. Bennett Sturts ends up in OKC. Ibuka Okori ends up in Memphis. Then you got Chris Anderson Jr. going to Charlotte. Alan Graves, who we were just talking about, goes 19th to Toronto. And right now, just waiting for San Antonio to make their decision. We know the run they just made. They got some guys up in free agency or whatnot. I know one of the things that they definitely need, like immediately, would be great for them is somebody at the 4. So I don't necessarily think they need another guard per se. However, something here that you really like, you do what you need to do, right? And you go about it. We'll see. They have some interesting selections here, because it could be also something where you decide to get that 4 in, get that 4 in free agency or whatnot via trade, or we know what things look like for them. You can add another guard. If Dylan Harper's going to be going to the starting lineup, get another guard to be coming off that bench. So again, this could be a place for Cameron Carr, LeBaron Flynn Jr., or you can go towards that 4, maybe add to that front court. You got Kareem Lopez, Chris Sinek Jr., or maybe I don't know if you take maybe a possible backup 5 this high, but you can, if you so choose. You can take a flyer on Jaden Quaintance and hope that the health kind of figures itself out here. But we'll see. It's a good situation for them. I'm just interested to see what they end up adding. Again, because they're going to try to get back to where they just were last year and get over, this time possibly get over the hump. But it's easier said than done. The West is the West for a reason. But again, the pick is in. Then up next, we'll be going to Detroit. Will be up. They have the 21st pick. Philadelphia's at 22. Atlanta's at 23. The world champion New York Knicks are at 24. And the Lakers are at 25. So that's what's next on the board as we're waiting. The pick is in, just waiting for it to be announced. Because again, like I said, I'm doing my best just to stay off of Twitter for tonight. Just because information comes a little too quick, is messing stuff up. Also, I was just reading something about Houston and what they're making available and whatnot, but we'll see how all that plays out if something actually happens, during tonight, or if it happens tomorrow night. Because everything right now is just noise until something actually does happen. But San Antonio is still on the clock. Let's go look at their roster real quick. They had the 3 guards they played this year with the 2 youngsters. 2 youngsters and then the vet and De'Aaron Fox. But you got Castle, Harper, Fox out there. It can't hurt to get another creator behind them, or somebody else that can come off the bench and score. That wouldn't hurt at all. They got some decision to make in terms of who they're keeping with, like Champagny. Are they going to let him go? Harrison Barnes, and then some of the guys that didn't play that much this year. So we'll see how they continue to build out their roster. I think you could expect a couple guys to have an increased role next year, but the pick is in, so let's see who it is. Okay, so they decided to go with the big, and they take Jaden Quintons out of Kentucky, man. So let me go get those clips up real quick. Man, yeah, see, we knew what it was like, and it's nothing against Luke Cornett or whatnot, but like those Luke Cornett minutes where they were interesting. They lost some athleticism or whatnot when he was on the floor with that second unit. If this young fella could stay healthy, that goes a long way in changing the outcome of those non-Wemby minutes. So let me go get that. That's crazy. But man, physically, they just got a beast, man. They literally just got a beast. Credit to. Oh wow. All right, so we got another reported trade. I'm trying to sort that out with you guys. Sort that out for you guys just a little bit. But here we go, man. Jaden Quintons. It's a physical specimen here, man. This is what San Antonio is adding. And again, all you got to do is just think about what this looks like if he's on the floor during the non-Wemby minutes. That's him out running the floor. He's at Arizona State. Just nuts, man. All right, I'm trying to get some of the Kentucky stuff. If I can find it. All right. Some of what he brings to the table defensively. I can get it. All right, actually, give me a second. I'll find some Kentucky clips for you guys. I don't like this. Kentucky, there we go. All right, here we go. It's a little better for you guys. Here we go. Jaden Quintons at Kentucky. But again, the Spurs added something they desperately needed. If he can stay healthy, man, 6'10", 255 is a freak of nature. Obviously, yeah, you see some of the finesse, but it's the power. That's what I think is huge for them on both ends of the floor. Like, this is a plus athlete. Look at him going to get that shot. Again, changing the non-Wemby minutes changes so much for them. One, he's allowed to get a little bit more rest, but two, this is a rim protector. It's a deterrent. I don't expect to be seeing him do as much of this creating off the bounce. Obviously, it's nice that it's there, but nah, man, legit role, man. Again, somebody who's not going to get pushed around on a regular basis. Yeah, it's just another good pick. It's staying with that bully stuff, right? They've been sticking with it with the guards. And in this one here happens to be a big. It just totally changes those minutes. But again, no knock against Luke Cornett, but just having a youngster is able to run up and down. Like, look what Mitchell Robinson did. Mitchell Robinson does, rather, for the Knicks. You know, that late rebound he came up with in that final game, or just the ability to hit the glass on both ends, to be a routine lob threat. Obviously, this kid has a little bit more with him. However, but even if the role is oversimplified in year one, that's still a really good pick. So they address one of those needs immediately. Not mad at that. All right, and then this is supposed to be a trade, so we'll see what this looks like. Oh, wow. Okay, so Memphis is trading number 17 to the Detroit Pistons to move back to 21 for 3 second-round picks. So 17, this is nuts. So what, Becca Okori is a member of the Detroit Pistons? All right, let me go try to get to the bottom of this real quick. Gonna end up having to get on Twitter, but let's see what's happening with this. All right. Because this is just a lot, but we got Cardell back with us, man. So welcome back, Cardell.
Spurs evil, man.
Man. That's what I was just sitting here talking about was the fact that like you decided to fix the non-Wemby minutes immediately. That was your first action business in this draft. It was like, we don't have to live with Lou Cornette life. Oh, that's absurd. But you just got here. Where do you want to start at, man?
Nah, man. Like Queens, he was banged up because so he ain't play a lot. A lot of people may not be familiar with him. Physically and athletically, he's still raw as hell. He's Amari Stoudemire, and if you my age, you know what Amari was when he first got to the league, and you know before the microfracture and stuff like that. Even after microfracture, he's still super athletic, but not like he was when he first got in the league. He built the skill set out. If this kid can become that, like next to Wemby, that's the problem. Not even to relieve Wemby, both of them on the floor together. It's one of the things. Tim Legler spoke about it. One of the things that hurt the Spurs as the playoffs went along, especially in the finals, they ain't really have a stable four-man, you know, that they can rely on. Keldon was, up and down. You know what I mean? Not Coley, but I can't believe the center,
Cornette.
backup, Cornette. I was in the right round. Yeah, Luke Cornette. He, he was up and down. You know what I mean? So Wemby had a basically hold down the front court solo. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if this and the thing is, this kid ain't got to do nothing but just do what he naturally does: block shots, rebound, run the floor, and dunk, set screens. He already does that. So building out his skill set will be a huge addition. But they don't need him to do that right now. Yeah, man. If he could be, like I said, physically and athletically. What if you put Amari next to Wemby? Like raw Amari,
Yeah, man.
not one that built out his skill set, became an all-star. I'm talking about when he first got the league, just an animal. Like what if
Number 32.
Put that next to Wemby?
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's a problem, man. And see, here's the thing. A lot of people think when kids go back to school, they chasing their NIL money, but it's also because they're not sure where they're gonna get drafted because this draft was loaded, and you start to see key pieces like Mabuke going to the Pistons. What they need: shooting and playmaking. Now K got help. You see, it's a lot of talent. Is like. You know, and I was up at the combine doing my scouting thing, and I'm just like, obviously I'm following all the kids all year, but the combine you can see them all in one vicinity, and it's just like, geez, man, it's a lot of players that the teams pick right, they can fit a lot of needs right away and come in and go to work, man. So, and not even just the first round, you gotta pay attention to the second round. I mean, who led? Like, come on, man, the current NBA champs, who's their leader? Second round pick. So you gotta pay attention to that because it's gonna be some key players that drop. That's gonna be monsters in the league. That's gonna be in the second round, man. So yeah, but the Spurs, look, man, we've been saying it for some years now. If you don't have size, you have no shot. You just roadkill.
Yeah, and we've seen that through the night. Teams are making it clear that you can't afford to get caught lacking. In that respect, you just can't. Like you really truly can't. And how some teams are already constructed. Some teams are 3 deep at the 5. Some teams are 4 deep in the front court between the 4 and the 5. Everybody isn't. Hey man, like you said, it's one of those things. If you wanna mess around and find out, you can substitute those words however you want to. That's on you, but you don't have to live like that. You just don't.
I like the
don't.
I like Hunter Steinbach. He went to Charlotte. I like him going to Charlotte, man. More skill big. Don't get me wrong. I like young fella that plays center. What's his name? Kid that got in the fight. His name skips me. The athletic kid, the center for the Charlotte.
You talk about Diabate?
Diabate, my man Diabate, man. I love him, but he a little undersized. Honest is a legit 6'11", 7-footer, man. Big, strong, rebound. to make it happen, man. Cause skill, man, he only gonna develop. And you know the way LaMelo Ball and them play, we love. They took a lead last year going to the playoffs and rumbling.
Yeah.
Actually getting wins in the playoffs. So they're growing up. And like we saw LaMelo take a step as a leader, man. You know, not just be all wild with his talent, but be a leader and navigate his teams and stuff. Now you got a weapon inside that can post up, screen, pop out, pass to you, block shots, let the NCAA rebounding. That's the other thing. Rebounds, like, man, yeah, man. Like, just so happen they in the same little division as the Wizards, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it's, hey, man, like, you know what I've been saying, man. Like, scouting department's they gonna earn their money with this draft, man, because it's a lot of talent, but you gotta get the right talent for your team. Like, you can draft a talented kid, and they may not blossom because it's just no room for them. Like, you got so many guys at the same position. You got to get somebody that fit the needs, man, and that's key. Because with this tax haven league we're in now, it's gonna be tough to just go out there and try to get a vet or big time free agent to just cover all the weaknesses that you have. So you gotta be able to draft and develop well. Let me say it again: draft and develop well. It ain't enough just to draft and be like, hey, figure it out. You gotta work with the kid. You gotta show him how to be a pro. And if the kid willing to work, he should be able to figure it out. If you give him everything he needs, he can't figure it out. It is what it is. He ain't cut out for it.
Yeah, like that fit's been everything. I think fit's been the constant theme throughout the night. As we gotten through what we're at pick 22, is you have to get the right fit. Like you said, we're in the apron world, man. It matters. Those you can't afford that many. You can't afford as many mistakes. Team used to be able to afford where you did something that the fit wasn't right, and then you could just go fix it. Nah, because money matters more. If the fit's wrong, maybe you can't go fix it, depending on how your roster's constructed.
Man, listen, if you go over that second apron, I don't think people understand how much money is with that penalty. You talk a lot of M's, a whole lot of M's. It will cripple your franchise for years, and you just be stagnant. So you can't touch that. The only way a team I can see kind of being willing to go over there is a team that's tailor made. They got some years and contracts with a young core or something that has won it. And we got a few more years to take a crack at it. You might eat it in that regard, but if it's not that type of situation, nah, man, it's not worth it. You just throwing away money in for what? We not winning. We don't have a chance to win, and we just giving it. I'm just throwing out tens of millions of extra dollars for what? I'm talking from an owner's perspective, man. So it just doesn't make sense.
Nah, not at all. All right, so we're up to pick 22. We just saw LeBaron Philin Jr. go to the Philadelphia 76ers.
That's very interesting. Because you got Tyrese, you got Maxey. I mean, not Tyrese. I mean, you got Maxey, you got Edgecombe. He must want more firepower off the bench, man. I guess they try to make up for unless a trade is going on. We don't know. I guess they try to make up for the trade in young fella to OKC. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because that's a role that you lost. Yeah, that was firepower off your bench that you moved in that trade. Yeah.
Yeah, man, and Quinn Grimes, I believe, is a contract year for him. They got to try to pay. I think it is. We got to see what goes on, man. Interesting pick, but he can score the ball, bro. That young fella can score the ball slight 175, but boy, he can put that ball in the basket. He does not lack for confidence. Sneaky athletic too, man. He just got to get stronger so he can be able to defend. It's simple as that. It's going to be tough for him if he can't defend, man. They're going to pick on him, and he's going to be in foul trouble. But, yeah, with his athleticism and with his ability and skill, he should be fine.
Yeah, I think that was a great point you brought up after what they lost in McCain. And we saw what they lost immediately when he got to OKC because of what he brought, the value that he brought to them as soon as he landed. You need to replace that. We'll see what that looks like for Philadelphia. I think up next, the Hawks are back on the clock. I know earlier the Hawks took Kingston Flemings with the 8th overall pick. Interested to see where they go here. They're going to address the front court, or do they just keep adding depth to their group?
What is CJ? Is CJ a free agent?
I will find that out for you right now.
If he's a free agent, they might have to take a swing at a guard.
CJ signed a 1-year extension.
Okay.
With 21 mil.
Okay. So he's staying, but still, that's one. So you're going to probably want some more depth coming in off the bench. Because the guy's scarce. After him and NAW and all those guys kind of needed a breather. I want this kid to go somewhere else, man. But Cam Carr, I want him to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But Cam Carr, he's tailor-made for this system, man. They get him, they're going to be dumb explosive all around the board, man.
Yeah.
I got a feeling they're going to get him, too, man. I guess and I'm looking at his face. I know that look. He pissed off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He hot. He hot inside. He don't even look at the camera. You can tell he low-key one like, man, get that shit out my face, man. Like, but I like it. He mad because he probably like, dog. I murder a lot of these dudes by they using this few. But he cold. Well, obviously watched him all year, but seeing it in person, at the combine, woo.
Yeah.
Woo.
He was acting up at the combine.
Woo.
Yeah.
Both sides of the ball. I'm like, yeah, he got it. So we gonna see, man. They kind of one of those teams that's undersized too. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. They kind of loaded in the back. Risache, Dyson Daniels has established himself as a defender, but Risache, I don't know if he need more time. NAW, you got Kaminga. Like Kaminga's playing the 4. Okongwu was at 5. You see what I'm saying? But he undersized. So you saw what happened when they ran, and the next cat and all them got going. It was over with us. So they might elect to go big. We got to see, but I'm them. I'll probably go Cam Carr. Just be loaded in backcourt. Like, yeah, we got we small, but we got a lot of firepower. We can get up there, and he can strap up too. So
I think the other thing is like you were saying, like you could take Cam Carr now. I think they have another pick in the first round. You can address a big then too. Like I think they pick 4 spots after this. Like there's a possibility you can leave with Cam Carr and Chris Senac Jr.
Somebody like that, but it depends. You don't know, because if it's somebody after your picks that you think might need a big, they might take them. You might want it's a risk, man. You know what I'm saying? So unless you're on the phone trying to negotiate a trade, so you can try to get both of them, man. But nah, man, it's some valuable pieces you gotta keep an eye on, man. That people don't understand that's dropping, and that's why, again, that's why a lot of kids went back to school. Like, let me get this extra money and NIL money, because this draft so loaded. I'm serious. He's like, this draft so loaded. I don't know. Like
I mean, you're right. Earlier, I was talking about, one of our favorite teams we talk about, with Toronto having a certified type that they don't just leave their they don't leave their box no matter what. And they took Allen Graves, which I thought was a good pick for them, but like it just felt super Toronto-ish. Like they have their bag that they reach in and they don't really come out of their bag. Obviously, could have, you think like, hey, go get you like a legit footer at some point, but I wasn't mad at it. Just Toronto doing what they were doing. And the reason I'm bringing that up is it's literally Atlanta's kind of similar that way too, where they're fine with their undersized bigs. Like,
he can rebound, he can versatile. But what did Allen Graves shoot from deep?
41.
Last season. There you go. Yep. They weren't the best 3-point shooting team. They range in, yeah, they could be streaky. That's a kid that can spread the floor, so that's why you got drafted.
All right, up next, On the clock is in Atlanta. Like I mentioned, the pick is in, so we just waiting to see who that's going to be after Atlanta. After Atlanta, who are the picks? We got New York, LA, and the Nuggets. Well, I'm sorry, New York, Lakers, Nuggets, Celtics, Wolves, Cleveland. All right, they made their pick, Cardell. Zuby Ejiofor.
Yeah, they went big. They went big. St. John's. Not mad. He had a decent combine as well, but it's what he did all season, just tough. So I'm not mad. He's like a congo in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Post player, can pass, little undersized, athletic, strong, can defend multiple positions, tough. More versatile as you can think, really put the ball on the floor with his size and as undersized big. So from that aspect, he could be a matchup nightmare. Like I said, he's a lot bigger than what he is, man. So him and Okongwu, they can team up and really do some damage, man. And the other kid that the Hawks got, African kid, I forgot.
Oh, give me a second. I know you talking about. I got to go look
Yeah.
up his name. I got you. Yeah.
He's a reserve, so they went that. So
let me go. Yeah, because they had a couple over there.
absolutely.
They had a Kongwu. They had Asa Nu was over there. They got Christian Koloko. Yeah, that's who they had over there.
Okay. Might make a logo. I could be wrong, but I gotta look him up. But I know what he looked like. I can't put the name to him right now. Y'all got forgive me. It's a long night. I'm tired, and there's a lot of player names going through my dang head.
It's okay, man. I got laughed at earlier because I couldn't find Ryan Rollins' last name, and I said Ryan Reynolds, so I called him Deadpool because I couldn't think of his last names. It's cool. It's too many names, seeing too much stuff, man. So I know. Hey, look, there's still time to go tonight. I'm sure I'll fumble a couple more names. It's just a lot, but the world champion Knicks are on the clock, man. The 24th overall pick.
And watch they get Cam call just to make it worse, man. I mean, just why not, dog? You know what I mean? Man.
Like
that's what I'm saying. It's so many talented players in this draft, man. And the thing is, they older. A lot of them more experienced. All the young boys went early for the most part. So you about to get a lot of veteran college players who fit the mold like they're ready to come in. They may not have the most upside, but they gonna fit and just know how to play and come in and make an impact when they, in their limited role and then build from there, which is what you're supposed to do as a rookie. You come into a championship course, so it got it. I mean, Knicks go a lot of ways. They're a chance for a reason, man. So they can get somebody high impact right away, or they can take a development guy, somebody that can, take time. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really need them right now. So, like, for instance, what we talked about in the mock draft, like the Baba Miller kid.
Yeah.
6'11", but he got 3 skills, athletic. Come on now, that's and Mike Brown just turned. Yeah, we just need you to play defense and a couple threes, dog, for right now. Make sound decisions with the basketball. He could do that. So something like that. Somebody go ahead.
Okay, no, I was just saying. New York's trading down one spot with the Lakers, so the Lakers are on the clock now at 24.
Oh boy. What is JJ Palenka up to?
Yeah, so they just swapped spots. It was one spot.
Was JJ
again?
Palenka
What's on the board right now is Chris Senick Jr., Cameron Carr, Isaiah Evans, Koa Pete, Henry Visar, Malik Thomas, Sergio De La Reyes, Alex Carabin, Joshua Jefferson, Tarish Reed. You mentioned Baba Miller.
They need a perimeter defender. It's just between Austin Reeves and Luka, They was bound to
Lord.
play. They
Mhm.
need somebody to get stops. That's what they need.
Bad.
So,
Like bad.
and
Like
LeBron
really
gonna be a year
bad.
older. LeBron gonna
Hmm.
be and he's facing himself for the playoffs any damn way, so he ain't guarding nothing really. And you know what I'm saying? I want Cam Carr. Cam Carr will fit them because he defends and he can hit shots. So I can see them taking Cam Carr. Like that would be
Okay.
a good pick for them. That would be a great pick for them. Yeah, he looked
Okay.
bad.
So,
He boy.
so the pick is
Nah.
in for New York.
So they
That's crazy. Waiting for them
pissed.
to announce it.
He is
Yeah. I
pissed.
mean,
Like I
as he
love it.
should be.
I use it as fuel.
Oh yeah, he is, bro. Yeah, somebody about to come up. He's about to be motivated as hell. That boy is upset.
Yeah, you know, Cold Feet. You already know what I told you about him, man. For the combine,
Yep.
I won't be surprised if this happens.
All right. So again, the Lakers and the Knicks made a trade, y'all. So that's what we're waiting for. The pick is
Yeah,
in. It says the Knicks
Cam,
on everybody's screen. It's Cam
Cam
Carr.
Carr. Yep, exactly. He fits their needs.
Yep.
Damn,
Oh my
damn,
goodness.
damn, damn.
All
Look,
right,
you
let me go ahead
smiling
and get
now.
Cam Carr up here.
Bad boy. That's a bad boy, man. Whew. I don't think people understand how dumb athletic he is, man. He knows how to apply defensively. Like, he makes shots. He can make shots. He can break you down off the bounce, mid post, shoot threes, come off screens, pin downs. But, man, dog, what I saw him do at the combine, this man dug down in the middle of the paint. And they swung that thing in the corner. He took 2 steps, jumped, and blocked that jump. Like, literally just 2 steps. Because his length and his athleticism, he's super talented. I won't be shocked when we look down the road, be like he one of the best players in this draft, man. Like he has a lottery talent.
And they just got him at 24.
Yeah, man. Come on, watch your head. Like he's explode. Like he's an NBA. He's one of the dudes I think will be better in the league. Look, come on, man. Come on, dog. Like they're showing it on the draft screen right now from New York. Problem. And he came into the combine like a second round projection. I'm like, what? And then when he did at the combine, he shut that like
Excuse me, you said second round?
second round projection. And it ain't taking long. No. One half. That was all dead. He hit the first 4 shots. He hit the first 4 threes of the game. It was Cam Carr 12, the other team like 2. You see what I'm saying? He shut, and then they told him you ain't got to play no more after the first game. Like, you good.
Second round?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hell of a pick for the Lakers, huh?
Oh, that's his father. Oh, my. I didn't know that was his pops, man. Carr that played in Minnesota. Makes sense.
Austin? Hold on.
Not Austin, not the OG Austin. It's
Okay.
the guard Carr. He was in
Okay.
he was in the '97 dunk contest, the one that Kobe won.
That's hilarious.
So it makes sense. Man.
Oh, that's okay. All right, so yeah, that's part of the. Yep. Okay, it's just up here right now. Chris Carr. Okay.
Chris Carr, yeah, played with Garnett. I remember him. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
But son way more skilled. So yeah, man, hell of a pickup for the Lakers, man. He gonna make an impact, dog. Like you backing up Luka, it's a great spot. You backing up Luka and Austin Reeves, and when one of them get cooked too bad, you get in there, get stops, and make shots, dog, and then your life will be easy.
About to say there's always gonna be minutes available to you because you play defense, especially for that team. Not gonna be able to keep you off the floor. All right, so now that they swap spots, the Lakers are no longer on the clock. It is the Knicks now. So the Knicks essentially they moved down a spot and got cash considerations for Cam Carr going to the Lakers.
Yeah, well,
So,
they don't need nothing though. Like, what they gonna do with the kid? Like, you ain't gonna play, so you the champs, man. That's hey. I mean, nah, they got everybody locked in, man. People take like yeah, bro. Shout out Jalen Brunson. He took that team friendly deal and paid
yeah,
off.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he gonna recoup it and then some in many ways for being a champ for years to come.
Dude, he about to eat crazy off the court, like
For,
crazy off the court.
for years to come.
All right, so now that it is the Knicks on the board, any thoughts on where they might be leaning?
I mean, like I said, I don't know. With the Knicks, they could go one or two ways. They can take best guy available, most talent available. You can take a project, or you can take. Like most of their roster's still there, so they gonna be back next year. So I wouldn't mind taking like somebody a project that's young, but that we could develop that got a lot of upside right now. You see what I'm saying?
Right, that pays off a little later.
Yeah, like Chris Sinek, I wouldn't mind him going there. Super talented freshman. Undersized. He can show up there front court. Because let's be real, that backcourt and that wing area, they deep as hell. No, they don't need that. I know you got Karl Anthony Towns and Cat. Mitchell Robinson. I keep saying that, but regardless, you still need. I mean, when them two out the game, it's kind of a little iffy. I mean, you got Huck 40. If you sold on him, then yeah. But I'll probably just get Chris Sinak because I think he has the talent to be a double-double guy in the league for years to come. And that's just developing on your, it could be a similar situation like remember Jermaine O'Neal with the Blazers?
Yeah.
That just develop, and then when your time comes, you super ready to go because you've been
Right.
battling against, like you're in the championship culture, you're battling against Karl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson every day in practice. Even Huck Worthy, who's a backup big and stuff like that, but he plays hard. He's talented. We seen it up close when he came to DC and did work against the Wizards. So, yeah, man, you just gonna you the best of both worlds, man. So you don't got all the pressure to come in and do work right away, and you got the opportunity to just learn and grow and develop. Then when your numbers call, you'll be ready to go.
Right. And that's the luxury for a team where, like you said, you're loaded. You're loaded. Like,
Yes, sir. So
legit loaded. Up next, we got to round out the first round. We got the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Wolves, the Cavs, and the Mavericks.
remember the Wolves, their pick go to the I think Brooklyn.
Right.
Because they traded
That is Brooklyn's pick.
Yeah,
because the Wolves will be picking tomorrow at 33.
Right.
Yep.
And then they got a late first round. So right. So
Right.
I'm gonna go back in here, keep my ear out in case the GM, presser starts. If not, I'm definitely gonna jump back on at the end of the draft, or the first round of the draft, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Go to hold things out for these last 5 picks, and we'll see what it looks like. So again, we got the New York Knicks on the clock right now. It looks like the pick is in. We're just waiting for them to make their selection, folks. Again, this is pick 25. 5 more picks to the end of the first round, and we'll be back on tomorrow night. I think things start at 8, so we'll be back out tomorrow. We'll be back on tomorrow night. I think about the same time as we go through the same thing. I'll be a little bit quicker tomorrow night because it is, in fact, the second round. All right, so again, Cam Carr, last still pick 24. The Knicks had the 24th pick. They make a trade with the Lakers to go down one spot for essentially just a pick swap and cash considerations. And then they take Cam Carr in LA, and the Knicks will be selecting they took Sergio De La Rey out of Spain. 6'5" guard. 6'5" wing, I'm sorry. He had a strong season at Valencia. He chose to stay in the draft. So we'll see what that looks like. But to Cardell's point, you're able to take somebody where there's no pressure whatsoever on Sergio De La Rey, because the Knicks are loaded, man. You get to take your time, develop, and hopefully that you're ready when that time comes when they have to make a decision on somebody else, because you are ready. So I'm sorry, 6'6" guard out of Spain. He's a 2025 Spanish Super Cup tournament MVP. But again, just he gets the runway to just get better quietly for the Knicks. If it happens sooner, then you're part of that second unit. If it takes a little longer, it costs you nothing, man. There's nothing wrong with that at all. On the board next is we have the Denver Nuggets making their first selection of the night. So what does Denver have? They pick 26. They're up on the clock right now, 26th, and they select 19th tomorrow. It's interesting to see what they're going to end up doing. Let me go ahead and get this real quick in terms of their roster. All right, where are the Denver Nuggets? Here we go. All right, we already know what it is. You got the best big in the land, Nikola Jokic. Interested to see what ends up happening with Aaron Gordon. I know he's hammered by injuries a little bit. Tim Hardaway Jr. his first year, Denver last year. Cam Johnson, Jamal Murray's still there. Zeke Naji, Julian Strawther, Jonas Valanciunas was there. Peyton Watson took a step last year. So interested to see what they feel like the Joker needs, man. We'll take a look real quick in terms of what they deem best available. So Chris Sinek Jr. is still here. Isaiah Evans, Kobe Pete, Henry Vassar, Malik Thomas, Alex Caravan, Joshua Jefferson of Iowa State, Terrence Reed, Baba Miller, Ryan Conwell, Jack Caleb, and Richie Saunders from BYU. That's kind of like that's who ESPN has as the 12 best available players at the moment. So we'll see what they end up doing here. Again, the Nuggets last year, they finished with 54-28, second in the Northwest. So really good year for them. They still got some youngsters. They're waiting to kind of like really step in and step forward. He takes some bigger roles, but I'm interested to see where they feel, what part of the roster they feel like addressing. I know they had Jonas last year as a backup to Joker. Joker's 31. Crazy, time went quick. They got Bruce Brown back in the fold last year as well. So I don't know if they go front court or back court here, or do they address the wing. But they're still on the clock, waiting for them to pick. After that, we have the Celtics, and then not the Wolves because of the trade, the Cavs and the Mavericks. So we'll go back. We're at pick 26 right now. Going back from pick 20, the Spurs got Jaden Quaintance, Kareem Lopez. Kareem Lopez was traded. That was a trade. But that was traded because they ended up getting Becca Corey. LeBron Flynn Jr. goes to 76ers. Zuby Ejiofor to the Hawks at 23. Cameron Carr to the Knicks was traded to the Lakers. Sergio De La Rey drafted by the Knicks. And we're waiting on the Denver Nuggets at the moment. I want to go where those trades were because that was just something to keep up tonight, man. It was a lot. Some of these trades. Let me try to go get these sorted out. All right, so what did Detroit end up getting? All right. Really trying to sort this out. I'm sure it'd be easier after the draft, but We have some time at the moment. See if I can find these.
This night. It is the Denver Nuggets that are on the clock here, and Denver again.
Oh, okay. I'm looking for the wrong thing.
You think when you have Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and that threat, you have a chance here, but once again, they proved that there was just a bit of a gap.
Okay, so yeah, Detroit Pistons ended up getting Abuka Corey. Which was a big piece for them, but that's one of those trades that actually, we have down. Then remember when Bennett Sturts was selected by Memphis, but traded to OKC. They swapped places. And then we had the most recent trade, which was the Knicks. All right, so the pick is in for Denver. We'll see where they end up going. Again, what's still available here with just 4 picks left in the first round. We got Chris Scenic Jr., Isaiah Evans, Kobe P., Henry Vassar, Lee Thomas, Alex Caravan, Joshua Jefferson. Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing where they end up going with this. Because they don't have a ton of youth on this team. We're talking about Denver at this moment. Yeah, it's not a ton of youth. Like Payne Watson's only 23, obviously, but I mean, you don't have there's no teenagers on their roster at all. Obviously, they're in contention. But yeah, I don't know where they go with this. I'm thinking of big. Thinking you go big here. I don't know if you can afford to keep Valanciunas. I got to check on his contract, but we'll just take a flyer on that and assume that they can't. Or even if they can't, just it's probably in their best interest to have somebody on a rookie deal that can come in and help backup Joker versus excuse me. Okay, yeah. So that's what they went with. They went Terrence Reed from UConn. Didn't see that. I was thinking Chris Scenic Jr., but Terrence Reed, 6'11", 250, was at Michigan, finished up his college career at UConn. So we'll see. I'm sorry. So 6'10", 250. Apologies for that. But old school big, man. I can see the value that they see in that. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Can play with his back to the basket. He's a lob threat. Runs the floor well. Just a big, explosive, athletic kid, man. He had that really weird, that really wild, like 2K my player type game in the tournament where it was like damn near 30 and 30. I forgot what they played, but just a huge game. But I like that for them, for sure. But it's the old school big, man. There's nothing wrong with that. We keep screaming this about it's important to have multiple bigs. And there you go. This is something where he's not a knock on Valanciunas, whatever, but he costs money. Where this is something where this isn't that. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Seriously? Okay, so Terrence Reed is now going to the Spurs. Terrence Reed Jr. is going to the Spurs. They have Jaden Quintons and Terrence Reed. So the Nuggets received the 35th pick and 2 future seconds. Oh my goodness. That's tough. That's really tough. You address that issue. You go from Luke Cornett to Jaden Quintons and Terrence Reed in that front court with Wemby. You now have some guys that can move furniture in that front court next to Victor Wembanyama. That's nuts. Wow. So credit to the Spurs for making that happen, man. And what did it cost them? Pick 35 in 2 seconds. 2 future seconds is what went to Denver. Wow. Didn't see that happening, but now that means that Boston is on the clock with the 27th pick. All right, man. Let me go get this real quick. So they got Jaden Quaintance and Terrence Reed in San Antonio now. That's interesting. Celtics on the clock. Interested to see what they end up doing. Obviously with the noise with Jaylen Brown and whatnot, I'm gonna ignore that for a second, just assuming that he's there, or whether he's moved or what, regardless of whether he's moved or not. Where they end up going should be interesting. Turn that off, and we'll get this up real quick. We had Jaden Quaintance up on the screen earlier. This now just became the other big that the Spurs got. They got Quaintance and Tyrus Reed Jr. Out of UConn by way of Michigan. So leave that up there for the second. Okay, I forgot the name of the team that he went off against early on, but it was Furman. It was like 30-27, I think he finished with. Single-handedly kept UConn in the game. Nobody could score but him for the entire first half. And then, he fought the Michigan front court in the national championship as best he could. But those are two physical specimens they just added. Like you heard Cardell earlier in here talking about Quaintance, and, you talk about Amari, like even referencing Amari is crazy. But both these guys, 255, 250 plus, 6'10", 6'11", what have you, ready to go in there and bang, man. It fills a need for the Spurs. Going back to Boston right now, the pick is in. Interested to see where they go. I wouldn't be mad at Chris Scenic Jr. going to get you another big. I know, you have, what's on the roster in terms of what's young fella that was just there this year. He used to be on the Kings. I know he's there, but that's one way they can go. And I think that's who they ended up selecting was Chris Scenic Jr. So let's go get some of his work up on the screen. Chris Scenic Jr. So he's a thing, nice little run on bigs right here, back-to-back picks. But here's Chris Scenic Jr. from Houston. Big bouncy guy. And again, you're at Houston, you can't get on the floor if you don't do the thing. So you know how that goes. So Chris Scenic Jr., man, to the Celtics. I definitely like that. They lost Al Horford a few years ago. And no, I'm not saying it's Al Horford, just saying I'm not mad at this pick. He's showing you all the, everything he has in his tool bag. But the biggest thing is size and athleticism, man. And again, you're not on the court at Houston if you don't play defense. It's just not happening. Kelvin Sampson he don't play that. So I definitely like that pick for Boston, regardless of what happens, with Jaylen Brown or not. This is a need. So we'll see what that looks like for them. Just thought that was a solid pick, a really, really solid pick, man. All right. Oh, okay. So up next, these are what we just had in the last couple picks. We had Tyrus Reed Jr., who was selected by the Nuggets, only to be traded to the Spurs. Then Chris Scenic Jr. out of Houston. He was, selected by the Boston Celtics. On the clock right now are, it says the Wolves, but this is part of that trade. I believe this is the Nets that are on the clock right now at 28. So we'll see what they need. Let's look at the Nets real quick. We know what they just lost in terms of that trade. They got Julius Randle, lost Nick Claxton. They had which young fella that was he was a big last year over in he played next to Clax last year and he was solid. Noah Clowney. He's obviously a 4, but he was solid last year for sure. Terrence Mann's over there, Michael Porter Jr., and then just a bunch of youngsters. Yeah, I obviously now have Julius Randle. But with Clax gone, do you go back to the well and get another center? Because right now, Day'Ron Sharp is the only listed center on the roster at the moment. 6'10", 265 or whatnot. So that could be a place that they address. Let's see what's available at the moment for the Brooklyn Nets. We'll see where they're going with that, but this could be a place for Henry Vassar out of North Carolina, possibly 7 foot 225. Or you just continue adding talent to your roster. You don't have to take it big just because you traded one at the moment. You can always get in on trades later. But there's a lot of guys available here. Got Isaiah Evans, Kobe Pete, Malik Thomas. I don't see Alex Caravan as a fit for somebody like the Nets where, you're still so young. I think he'll probably end up on a veteran team somewhere. You got Joshua Jefferson here. Baba Miller probably wouldn't be a bad thing for Brooklyn. It's a young player. Takes him some time to develop over there. So, yeah, man, we'll see what things look like. I don't know what direction they're going to go in. But they are still on the clock. The pick is not yet in. The last few picks. So we'll go back a little bit. We'll start at 20. It's Jaden Quintons to the Spurs. Kareem Lopez was picked at 21 by Detroit. Did not stay in Detroit. Where we go? There we go. LeBaron Philin, 22 to Philadelphia. Zubi Ejiofor, 23 to the Hawks. Cam Carr selected by the Knicks and traded to the Lakers. Then with Sergio De La Rey ends up with the Knicks. Taurus Reed selected by the Nuggets, traded to the Spurs for the 35th pick and a couple future seconds. And then Boston just selected Chris Sinak Jr. So we'll see what ends up happening there. The time's ticking down in terms of what in terms of how much time they have left to make a decision. The pick is not yet in, but this is not Minnesota. This is Brooklyn on the clock, even though Minnesota is on everybody's screen. But this is part of the Giannis trade. This is part of the Randall trade. So this belongs to the Brooklyn Nets. All right, the time has run out, so the pick should be in. Anxious to see who they ended up selecting. Here we go. All right, so we're just waiting right now on Brooklyn to make their pick. The pick is officially in. Let's see what they end up doing, who they're adding to their team. Again, really young team. Julius Randle and Michael Porter Jr. Technically, this is the vets on that team. Oh, those two, I'm sorry, along with Terrence Mann. So maybe they do entertain somebody like Caravan. I just see him probably with a more veteran team where you're just bringing in somebody to fill a role. I don't know if the Nets are at that place yet with all the youth they have on their roster. So we'll see where they end up going. But the first round is winding down. It's winding to a close. We are just 2 picks away as soon as the Nets let everybody know who they are selecting. So that's who we're waiting on at the moment are the Brooklyn Nets. Where we at? It's pick 28. And again, we'll be on tomorrow night, guys, at 8 to go through the second round just like we did tonight. See where we at right now. Like 3:38 in. So appreciate you guys that have remained tuned in. Again, just waiting for the Brooklyn Nets to announce their selection. Okay, the pick is in. Okay, Joshua Jefferson going to the Nets.
One of my favorite parts of the NBA draft. When a young man who decides, you know what, I want
So we'll see what things end up being with Joshua Jefferson. I like that to the Nets. You address the front court. Let's go get you some information on Joshua Jefferson. Here we go. 6'9", 240. Physical forward, good defender. Got to work on the jumper a little bit. So we'll see what that looks like. But he should be able to come in immediately and just help. He's a very capable passer. So again, I could see that as somebody that should be able to, just honestly just play behind Julius Randle and see what he can learn and bring to the table, man. But yeah, on that second unit, that doesn't hurt at all. Definitely see the positives in that. So let's go find some Joshua Jefferson clips for you guys. As Cleveland is officially on the clock now as we get close to the end of tonight. But yeah, I think the biggest thing with him is that it's somebody that is a capable playmaker at the 4, man. So yeah, it's not a bad thing that he's going to be behind Julius Randle, no matter how everybody feels about him at the moment. Like it, versatile defensively. So, you should have an opportunity to come in and play, man. We'll see what that looks like for Brooklyn. But here he is on the screen to the right of me. But yeah, for Brooklyn, I'm not knocking it at all. We are at where we at right now. We got Cleveland on the clock. So we're waiting on Cleveland. And they're still on the clock. But yeah, it should be somebody coming right away, man, and just help with that second unit, help on that second unit. And we'll see what things look like as he progresses. But it's somebody who could play, you can have lineups where you can play him and Randall next to each other when you're playing small, I'm sure. But yeah, man, just you're getting older players that know how to play at this point. And I think there's value in that, especially for young teams. So he's number 5 on the screen. He's right here. Where's he at? He's spacing the floor at the moment on the far side of the court. He goes diving and finishing. Yeah, I think Brooklyn's going to be fine with this. Establishes position and scores inside. Just real simple basketball, man. Roughs a rebound. Gets the easy lay. So Brooklyn, let's go see what they did for a hold on tonight. Pull up teams and see what they got done. So they got Mikal Brown Jr. early in the draft with the 6th overall pick, and just now because of your trade with Minnesota, you end up with Joshua Jefferson. So I don't think that's bad at all. Those are 2 dudes who should be able to, at the very least, come in and produce on your second unit. So, we'll see what that looks like. But right now, Cleveland's pick is in at the moment. So waiting for them to announce who their selection is. Cleveland's interesting because, they got a ton of veterans over there. So I don't know where they want to go with this. Do you take somebody like Isaiah Evans? Do you feel like you can go with Pete? Or is this one of those things where you take one of those, like defined role guys like a Caravan or whatever, and you add to it, although, you have Strus or whatnot over there. Don't know where you go. You take a dynamic guard like Malik Thomas to add to your second unit. So we'll see where they end up going. But again, Cleveland's another one of those teams where things are just interesting with them. They made the trade for Harden. Let's go look at their roster real quick. There we go, the Cavaliers. Here we go. So you know what you have in your front court. It's up to you whether you want to add some more depth. Sam Merrill was solid last year. You got Strus, but Dean Wade's had minutes over there. Yeah, a young dynamic guard probably wouldn't hurt over there, or you add some depth to your front court. I don't think either one of those is wrong. But yeah, this is somewhat of a veteran team here, so I'm interested to see what they end up doing. Maybe you do go Malik Thomas or Isaiah Evans here. Obviously, Evans with the ability to knock down the three ball, but if he can exist in like that 3-and-D role, shouldn't be anything wrong with that because you're playing with, even if you're not a great creator on the offensive end, you don't need to be. You're playing with James Harden. He's gonna get you open shots, man. So that should be fine. But as long as you're able to knock down the three and defend, there should be value there. Or you add some depth in your front court. Still got Kobe Pete out here, Henry Vassar, or you go and get Malik Thomas, somebody who could play one ball in that second unit a little bit more. Yeah, he shot 41%. He shot 41.6 from three last year, so I wouldn't be mad at Malik Thomas if you're not adding to that front court either. So again, let's go see where we're at. The pick is in for Cleveland. Let's see what they select, man. And then I think we'll have Cardell joining us one more time this evening. We'll see after everything's over. I'm still working with the draft night duties or whatnot on the scene. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. So this pick is on its way to Sacramento now. So let's see how and why that trade happened. Oh, wow. Okay, so Cleveland's trading 29 to Sacramento.
And with the 29th pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Alex Caravan from the University of Connecticut.
Cleveland is trading 29 to Sacramento for number 34 and a future second rounder. The Kings interested in UConn's Alex Caravan. So Alex Caravan is selected. Go get you some Caravan highlights real quick. So again, for a veteran team, it made sense, albeit the Kings, but they are a veteran team. This is somebody who provides spacing. He's going to have to work, obviously, to hold up defensively in the league, but he has good size. It's a vet, man. He should be able to come right in and fill in his role, but it provides floor spacing. It's what he does. He had one role throughout his career at UConn. It's not to knock it at all, but that role is the role he was going to play in the league. Like every once in a while, you can attack a hard closeout or whatnot, but it's an off-ball shooter, man. And it's the type of thing that's not bad to have around folks like Levine and DeRozan that like getting downhill, things of that nature. I was shocked that he should be shocked. I didn't know, like, as a UConn fan, wasn't sure he was going first round or not, but credit to him for that. But yeah, it's a heady guy. It's a vet, somebody who spent 4 years at school, knows what he's doing. Like the only thing I worry about is just making sure that he's on top of things defensively. But that's my only real worry. Offensively, he knows exactly what he is and what he isn't. And Sacramento should be able to appreciate that for sure. So Dallas, last pick of the night, and they already have their pick in. They're not wasting any time. So let's see where Dallas goes earlier. Actually, let's go see what the Kings took earlier real quick. Okay, so they took Acuff and Caravan. That's what Sacramento ended up doing. So you took the young lead guard and you took a guy that could come in and fill a role. Last but not least tonight is the Dallas Mavericks. And earlier they took Marez Johnson out of Michigan. So let's see what Dusty May and company is back up to tonight in terms of what's on the board. Got Isaiah Evans, Kobe Pete, Henry Vassar, Malik Thomas, Baba Miller, Ryan Conwell, Jack Khalil, Richie Saunders, Emmanuel Sharp, Braden Smith at the top 10 that ESPN has in terms of being best available at the moment. So, again, a lot of trades tonight. Did our best to kind of keep up with it. We'll go back over those things tomorrow because it just make a little bit more sense. Kareem Lopez, when he got drafted, it said Detroit, but it was part of that thing where he was traded to Memphis. Koa Pete to the Mavs. So goes to a place where he should be able to develop without too much pressure on him at all. So let's get some Koa Pete highlights up here for you guys real quick as we wrap up the first round. And again, we'll be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. But let's get Koa Pete up here for you guys real quick. A lot of things he brings to the table. The jumper is one of the things he's going to have to continue to work on. But again, basketball's about several other things. So we'll see what that looks like. But here he is. It's another play to add to their front court. I know early on tonight, Dallas, let's look at what Dallas is taking. So again, they took Morez Johnson. They added Koa Pete. They keep just adding talent to their front court right now, man. So I can't really knock that at all. But not mad. Again, like the biggest knock is the jumper, but there's so many other things he brings to the table. See the athleticism, the versatility on both ends. He has to iron out that jumper, but you also in a position where they're not going to be relying on you to do the thing you're not great at the moment. You're seeing all the different ways he's impacting the game. That's going to be fine, man. Again, just eventually you got to get that going. But the kid knows how to play basketball. They should be okay. All right, so that wraps up the first round. Let's just go back through all of this if we can. On the night, now things opened up with the Bonsta to Washington, Peterson to Utah, Boozer to the Grizzlies, Wilson to the Bulls, Wagler to the Clippers, Mikael Brown Jr. To the Nets, Acuff to the Kings, Flemings to the Hawks, Morez Johnson, as I just mentioned when we were talking about Dallas, to Dallas at 9, Brandon Burris at 10, which was one of 2 picks from for the Milwaukee Bucks. Yaxel Lindenberg going to Golden State, Adi Mara to OKC, Nate Ament says Miami, but that's part of that Giannis trade. That pick also went to Milwaukee. The Charlotte Hornets at 14 took Hans Steinbeck. Thought that was a great look for them. 15, the Bulls went with Dalen Swain. And then here's one of the spots where everything got just increasingly difficult in terms of keeping track. So the Grizzlies moved pick 17. Moved pick 17 and to the Pistons to move back to 21 for 3 second-round picks. The Grizzlies moved. They also moved from 16 to 17 and then 17 to 21. So they made 2 trades, right, and accumulated 5 second-round picks. But as of how that affected things, Bennett Sturts goes to OKC. Becco Corey ends up in Detroit. Then we had Chris Anderson Jr. to the Hornets. Allen Graves of the Raptors. Jaden Quaintance to the Spurs. Kareem Lopez goes to the Grizzlies. LeBaron Phillip Jr. to the Sixers. Zuby Ejiofor to the Hawks. Cam Carr selected by the Knicks, but made a trade with the Lakers. So the Lakers have Cameron Carr, and the Knicks end up with Sergio De La Rey. The Nuggets took Terrence Reed Jr. and then promptly traded him to the San Antonio Spurs for pick 35 and a couple future seconds. Boston takes Chris Sinak Jr., with the 27th overall selection. The Nets take Joshua Jefferson at 28. Cleveland and takes Alex Carabin, but it is traded to the Kings. And then Dallas ends everything for the night by selecting Koa Pete at 30. Again, we appreciate you guys for staying up with us this entire time. We'll tap in with you guys again tomorrow. Things start at 8:00 as we get through the second round, and I expect many more trades. And we'll see how things play out for some of the teams that accumulated those second round picks in this year's draft for moving down as well. So see how things go. Not mad at tonight at all. Don't forget to get over to the Focus TV Instagram so you can check out all the things Cardell got from tonight, being with the Wizards during the draft. And again, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Y'all have a good one.